UCF starting quarterback John Rice Plumlee is back. Been injured the last month or so. With more on that, here's Tom.
Yeah, Dave, and his return could not come at a better time. Now, UCF already brings the #1 ranked rushing offense in the Big 12 into this game. But what John Rice Plumlee brings is the full complement of the offense. And it's not just the passing game. It's his ability to create, improvise, make things happen when things break down so that you avoid the negative play. And, oh, by the way, he's a home run in the open field if he gets loose with his legs.
And we'll see him in a moment. UCF won the toss. First time Oklahoma's lost a coin toss this season, and the Knights elected to receive. 13 players, including Plumlee, needed an IV pregame. A little bit of a bug going around the UCF team as of yesterday. And it's supposed to reach close to 90 degrees today, actually warmer here than it is in Orlando, where UCF is located. And Plumlee will start on the 25-yard line after the touchback. Started his career at Ole Miss. Started 8 games back in 2019, just 1 in 2020, none in 2021. So he transferred to UCF, was outstanding last year, almost 1,000 rushing yards, over 2,500 passing yards. And this year he was injured week 2 against Boise. He hurt his knee, didn't play the next game. He tried to go against Kansas, but was pulled in the first quarter. They had a bye week just like Oklahoma. So Gus Malzahn told us last night he is good to go 100%. They need him in the run game to try to keep this Oklahoma potent offense on the sideline. They have 2 running backs also on pace for 1,000 yards as Plumlee throws on first down to Xavier Townsend. And he's wrapped up by Stutzman at the 29-yard line. A gain of 4 on the initial play.
They are going to play with serious tempo, want to snap it and go very fast, just like Oklahoma.
Here's Harvey, and he gets stacked up. Just a 1-yard run for R.J. Harvey, who's averaging 85 yards per game, on pace for over 1,000. He got hit by Jacob Lacey, one of a ton of transfers on this Oklahoma reshaped defense. So 3rd down. Plumlee with time. Everybody covered, now in trouble. Plumlee gets away and then throws it out of bounds. Initial pressure by Ethan Downs, and a 3-and-out in less than a minute by UCF.
Very quick 3-and-out, good coverage down the field. Ethan Downs, who's just playing the best football of his Sooner career, barreling down on John Rice Plumlee, and then the speed of Jaron Kanak to force the throw out of bounds. Good start for this Sooner defense.
Year 2 for Brent Venables as the head coach here. Longtime defensive coordinator at Clemson and at Oklahoma. Was here when they won the national title back in 2000. UCF near the bottom of the country in net punting. Here's Freeman on the return. He's got some running room. And Freeman past the 40. And finally wrapped up at the 45. But right on cue with the bad punt coverage by the Knights. That's been an issue all year. So excellent starting field position for Dillon Gabriel, who started his career at UCF. This is his 44th career start. He started 25 games for the Knights, including 3 in 2021, Gus Malzahn's first year there, but he got hurt that season, ended up transferring to OU, struggled last year, but not this year. 16 touchdowns, 8th in the country, passing yards per game in the top 10 as well. And they're going to start Gavin Sawchuk at running back, guy that's been battling injury, but they feel he's their best tailback. Gabriel keeping it here. Got a handful of rushing touchdowns, and he picks up just 1. Walter Yates, one of many players that's been injured for UCF, made the tackle. Now a little wildcat here with Gabriel split out. And a direct snap. Sawchuk picks it up on 1 hop. And dropped at the 41, so that's a loss of about 5 on the play. Yates again back there for UCF.
Well, getting this rushing attack going is a huge point of emphasis for offensive coordinator Jeff Lebby in Oklahoma. And he told us you're going to see some different guys in the backfield. They finally got Gavin Sawchuk healthy. They want to feature him here today. And boy, disaster averted as that snapped wide to the running back.
So 3rd and 14, Yates lost his helmet, has to leave for a play. They do not have a lot of depth on this Knight team. They gave up almost 400 rushing yards against Kansas in their last game. There's a dump off and another drop. Sawchuk having trouble here. First with the snap, now with an easy pass. Would have been tough to get the first down, but an ugly start for him and a 3-and-out for OU.
That ball right on his hands. He just puts it on the ground. Mentioned he's been banged banged up going all the way back before fall camp. Really want to utilize him in the bye week from practice, get him on the field, get him ready here today in a slow start out of the blocks for Gavin Sawchuk.
Oklahoma has 2 punters. This is their short field punter. Elzinga gets it away. Right at Townsend, who misjudged it, he muffed it, and somehow a fortunate bounce, but boy, he got lit up at the 11-yard line by Spears Jennings. Oklahoma, good special teams play here, and a very lucky bounce for UCF. Otherwise, that's Sooner ball inside the 10.
Running back for UCF, he's outstanding, can make you miss, explosive and hard to tackle. Tremont Moore's brash creates a lot of negative plays. Drake Stoops, Mr. Reliable. When the Sooners need to play offensively, Drake Stoops always there, and Danny Stutzman playing as well as any linebacker in all of college football.
And thus the UCF starting this drive on its 12-yard line, and no running room whatsoever as Harvey is wrapped up for a 2-yard loss. Jaron Kanik was there defensively.
Jaron Kanik downhill on a blitz, gets through, nice through that offensive line, and Danny Stutzman there to clean it up. These two guys have an incredible relationships. They're roommates together, and boy, they are really starting to take their play to the next level. And creating negative plays with this Oklahoma defense does so well. Number 3 in college football with 52 tackles for loss coming into today.
Plumlee behind an offensive lineman trying to find some running room. Gain of about 4. Stopped by Dasan McCullough. This is an Oklahoma defense that has greatly improved from a year ago. In fact, they're the most improved team in points allowed in the Power 5. They gave up 30 a year ago, which was 98th. They're at 14 points per game this year, which is 7th in the country. 3rd down and 8. Plumlee on the run. In trouble and sacked by Ethan Downs. That's 4.5 on the year for him. He had 4.5 all of last year.
We had mentioned Ethan Downs playing the best football of his career. What he does really well, he keeps contained on the outside. Going to force John Rhys Plumlee to come back into his help. Gets off the block, and he makes the play and gets Plumlee to the ground. Excellent individual effort there by Ethan Downs, playing his job properly and then getting off the block and making the play.
And off the double team. Wow.
Now they have to punt from the middle of the end zone. 6 plays run by UCF. And that one ends up in the front row of the stands from Mitch McCarthy. And they have yet to stop, and now they will mark it out of bounds at the 40-yard line, a 29-yard punt. And I have to think this is going to become a legendary picture in the
yes.
Red River Showdown.
He had a legendary speech before the game. The team came out on edge, playing with physicality. And as Coach Venables told us, they gave them 90 minutes to enjoy the victory. And then it's back to business, but a huge victory it was for this program in year 2 under Coach Venables.
They got Jaleel Farouk in the backfield here with Gabriel. And Gabriel keeping it with room inside the 35 and down to the 32 for the former UCF Knight in his 2nd year. Jeff Levy is the offensive coordinator. He played for him at UCF as well.
Really good read by Dylan Gabriel. Backside D enclosed, and Gabriel took advantage.
He hits Freeman out in space here, getting the 1st down. That's the first down for either team today. Down to the 25.
Freeman's got excellent speed and really good with the football in his hands. Getting him the ball 2nd half of the season a priority.
This is interesting again. They got Farouk in the backfield. We saw Sawchuk out there in the 1st series. He put it on the ground twice, a fumble and a drop ball. They do have other guys that they can use at running back, but they've got Farouk back there now for the 3rd time in the series. He had 5 catches, a career high 130 receiving yards against Texas. Gabriel to throw. Nobody open. Gabriel spinning and now launching it out of play. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
Good coverage down the field by this UCF secondary, and nice job by the defensive line, not allowing any running lanes for Dylan Gabriel to take advantage of. That's been a real aspect the last couple of weeks that Dylan Gabriel has taken another step, recognizing when that defensive line gets a little bit leaves some running lanes. He's been able to take advantage. Good job by them keeping him within the pocket.
Well, this UCF defense against the pass leads the Big 12. They're just terrible against the run. Gabriel throwing, and Stoops juggled it, made the catch, but he's going to come up short of the line to gain by about 5 yards. Let's see if Oklahoma goes for it on 4th and 5. There's an injured UCF defender. It's Malachi Lawrence, a guy that they cannot afford to lose. They don't have a lot of depth to begin with, but Lawrence is one of their top pass rushers, has been a breakout player this year. So a decision here. If you're Brent Venables, what are you doing here?
Trotted out the field goal team. Looks like he may just try to take the points here early on and get on the board, but we know with the aggressive nature of this offense, would not surprise me at all if he goes for it.
They're 4th in the country in scoring, 6th in total offense, 10th on 3rd down. And Lawrence is up and walking under his own power, so that's a good sign, but it will be a field goal attempt here, which if you're UCF, that's a win. Yeah. You bad punt, field position in plus territory, and you hold them to at worst 3.
Good start for this defense that had really struggled going into the bye week, both against Baylor, against Kansas, out here with a strong start these opening 2 possessions.
I see this move, though. If this was 4th and 2, I think it's a different conversation.
Yeah, 4th and 5. I think you just want to put some points on the board.
So 38-yard try for Zach Schmidt. And he missed it wide to the left. Schmidt now 8 of 11, so we said it was a win, holding him to 3. Well, I don't know what you call it now, but they'll take it and have a little momentum here.
Gus Malzahn loves it. Was the response he was hoping out of the bye week for his defense. He told us last week they got after it. He said it was good on good, back to the basics. Didn't think that they were playing with enough physicality. They've got Ricky Barber, one of their best interior defensive linemen, back, and this was the response defensively Gus Malzahn was hoping to see from his football team.
Well, think about it. It's a 3-game losing streak. That doesn't happen to UCF. It's the first time in 8 years they've lost 3 in a row. They didn't have their quarterback, Plumlee. He's back today. His pass batted in the air, incomplete. Trace Ford, transfer from Oklahoma State. Again, we already touched on all the guys that came via the portal to Oklahoma this offseason. A big reason why their numbers are so improved and their record is better.
Nice addition, coming off the edge, quality pass rusher, and a good job there shutting down his pass rush and getting his hands in the throwing lane of Plumlee.
In the backfield, and he swallows the running back R.J. Harvey for a loss back at the 15.
Well, this is the first step I was just alluding to. Straight off the edge in the hip pocket of that tight end. He beats the puller, and a big tackle for loss for the senior from Edmond Santa Fe.
Talk about timing up the snap, Dusty. The puller had no chance.
Hey, and this is where Gus Malzahn told us they got to stay out of these 3rd and long situations. Another negative play created by this Oklahoma defense.
They lead the Big 12 in rushing. Flag that might be a free play here for Plumlee. Had a receiver, but threw his hands. Townsend couldn't haul it in.
Offside. Number 30, defense, lined up in the neutral zone. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay, 3rd down.
As a former defensive lineman, Dusty, I'm sure you've been there. You have a big play that brings the house down, and you're ready to rock for that next one, and you jump early.
I never jumped off sides my entire career. What are you talking about, Dave?
That's not what the people here in Norman have been saying all week.
Yeah, I know. I've unfortunately been the recipient on the other end of that coach scolding when that happened.
Brent Venables was your defensive coordinator here. 3rd down and 10. Plumlee taking a shot, and the pass dropped. It looked like Kobe Hudson being defended by Gentry Williams. Don't know if Williams got a hand in it. That certainly looked like a catchable pass for Hudson. was off to a great start through the first 3 games with just 2 catches the last 2 games.
They've got to find a way to get Kobe Hudson going. Last good game was Kansas State. It's so important for him to get going. A little hand fighting there down the field. Gentry Williams, who's really had an excellent start to the season at corner for Oklahoma, probably got away with a little hand fighting down the field.
Got to make that play, though, when you're on the road if you're Kobe Hudson.
Yeah, you do. And that's what they wanted, to get him going early. Missed opportunity down the field.
So another punt, the 3rd already for UCF. And another bad one. Wow, fair catch made by Freeman. Again in plus territory, only about a 25-yard punt.
It just
Ring teams meet in Tallahassee. Number 16 Duke against number 4 Florida State. Coverage starts 7:30 Eastern on ABC. Obviously Riley Leonard goes. Duke is a much different team.
He's a game changer, can make so many plays with his athleticism. That Duke defense is stifling. So is that Florida State offense. Should be a great matchup tonight in Tallahassee.
Oklahoma for the 2nd time starting in UCF territory. Gabriel dumping it off here to true freshman GWES Edaway. And a good game, close to 10 yards on 1st down, 11th catch of the year. Edaway from Houston, Texas.
Jeff Levy does such a good job moving these wide receivers around. He's lined up really like an H-back coming back across the formation, an easy pitch and catch.
Gabriel on the run. He had Freeman, a receiver, lined up in the backfield. Gabriel gets the 1st down. Inside the 40-yard line, knocked down at the 39 by Jason Johnson, their leading tackler.
See there once again, Dylan Gabriel. He gets outside the pocket, eyes down the field. He wants to throw it, nothing there. Just takes what he can get, moves the chain. Smart decision by the senior quarterback.
Marcus Major in there at running back. Gabriel throwing it wide open in the middle of the field is Nick Anderson. An easy touchdown. That is Anderson's 7th touchdown on 12 catches. Nick Anderson has been Dylan Gabriel's favorite target. He's got, as we mentioned, the 7 scores all coming in the last 5 games. The game winner against Texas 2 weeks ago, and the game starter here. 17th touchdown pass for Gabriel on the season. And the extra point good, 7-0, a 51-second scoring drive.
We're waiting to see who's going to take over from Andrew Anthony. Nick Anderson is going to be that guy, and it does not take long at all. Working right here, just simple slant. And when you get these linebackers up, it opens the field, opens the middle of that field completely. You get the play fake, RPO, backers up, middle of the field's open, easy touchdown toss for Dylan Gabriel to Nick Anderson.
Yeah, Dusty, it looked like there was a bust as well in the secondary.
And you mentioned Andrew Anthony. He is their leading pass catcher. Started the first 6 games, but a season-ending knee injury against Texas. But they feel pretty good about the weapons that they have remaining.
They're just so much deeper, right, Dusty? I mean, the weapons that they have this year compared to last year and the way to move the pieces of the puzzle around the board are really impressive.
Absolutely. I mean, competitive depth is what Brent Venables has talked about since going all the way back to the preseason, and that's what we've seen play out really on both sides of the ball. But wide receiver in particular, this is a completely different room than they were a year ago. Many more moving parts for Jeff Levy to utilize.
Well, hesitated and ran it out. And not sure why anybody does that, especially 5 or 6 yards deep. Having enough trouble getting past your 25-yard line as it is. Peyton Bowen down there to make the tackle. We'll be back in 8 seconds. Now a look from Ram Trucks.
Ram Trucks, built to serve.
So 7-0 Oklahoma. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luginbill. John Rice Plumlee returning after a knee injury. Missed most of the last 3 games. Was under the weather yesterday. And so far, this UCF offense been able to do nothing against Oklahoma's stout defense. They try to run it again. R.J. Harvey cut down for a loss by Dasan McCullough. Coming into today, UCF leading the Big 12 in rushing.
So many negative plays already for this Oklahoma defense. And again, once again, going to pull backside guard, slow developing counter play, and it's Dasan McCullough knifing in off the edge for the 4th tackle for loss for this Sooner defense already.
They're daring UCF to throw the football. It's a crowded line of scrimmage with Crimson.
2nd and 11 on the 13. Plumlee 1 of 4 passing. They try to run here with Johnny Richardson, and they finally get decent yardage out to the 18. Still going to bring up 3rd and long. But Richardson, another guy that's on pace for a 1,000-yard season. They average 246 on the ground as a team, but it's a different bird today going up against this Sooner defense.
Johnny Richardson, boy, he's got speed, explosiveness, and can make you miss. They've got to find a way to get Richardson and Harvey going here in this ballgame.
He had 79-yard touchdown run in the first play against Baylor, a game that UCF led by almost 30, but lost earlier this season. Plumlee trying to set up a wide receiver screen. Again, Oklahoma is all over it. As soon as Baker made the catch, he was dumped by Reggie Pearson, and here comes another punt for UCF.
With this aggressiveness from this Oklahoma defense and understanding exactly what they're getting. Quality read by Reggie Pearson. He saw the wide receiver go to block. He engages, and it's catch tackle once again for this Oklahoma defense. Just all over the field, creating negative plays, and yet another 3 and out for this UCF offense.
Another punt for McCarthy. The last 2 have been awful. Standing inside is 5. And that one not pretty either. It's fielded. Dangerous play by Freeman that time to grab it on a hop. He stepped out of bounds. But for the 3rd time, Oklahoma is going to start close to midfield. They're actually backing up a little bit. They say that he stepped out around the OU 47. It's still very good field position. So the Sooners already leading 7-0. Just being around this week, dusting and talking with the coaching staff yesterday, there's such a different vibe. We were here for Bedlam last year. Towards the end of the year, it was a struggle for Oklahoma. And just the way the coaches have talked about the program, and Venables told us, look, we are so much more efficient. It's my first year as a head coach, learning experience with everything last year. Been at Clemson for so long, changed up some things in the offseason, and it feels like a different world here for the Sooners. Out in space is Farouk. Still on his feet, dragging a defender for a first down to the 41. A gain of about 11 on the play.
Well, he's so difficult to tackle. Get the ball in his hands, and good things happen. Nice run after the catch by Farouk.
Gabriel keeping it to the 35. Cam Moore there with the tackle, but another 5 or 6 yard gain.
Back to your point about the efficiency. Coach Venables said, I went back and I looked. We weren't fresh at the end of the year. We weren't finishing games, changed a lot of different things, and it's a fresher, more efficient football team for sure.
Gabriel's pass incomplete. You mentioned earlier, too, the 90 minutes he gave the team to celebrate. Yeah. He said that was hard for him. Yeah. And even the fact that guys were smoking stogies was hard for him. But he said, I just needed to relax, let the guys enjoy it. We got plenty of time to focus on what's next. Let's celebrate this. It was a big moment after what happened last year for Venables and the team.
Absolutely. Got to have that payoff, man. You put in all that work, you grind. Got to enjoy those moments, embrace the winning, and then it's back to work.
Gabriel on 3rd down. Receiver comes free, and it's a first down. Nick Anderson to the 28-yard line for 8 yards.
It's really about the protection here all day for Dylan Gabriel. Stand tall, in the pocket, survey the field, looking down the field, nothing's open, and it's Nick Anderson right there over the middle for a check down and moving the chains. And Tom, that's one area, watching Dylan Gabriel on film, climbing up in the pocket, I think is an area that he has really improved upon.
Yeah, not going lateral. Laterally will get run down. Climbing up, he can find an outlet.
Major gets the carry, stood up here by Johnson. No gain on the play. Just needed something good to happen on defense, especially against the runner for UCF, given what has transpired this year. 121st in the country in rush defense.
They struggle, but one of the bright spots is Jason Johnson. I mean, he's a 6'2", 235-pound physical linebacker who comes downhill. All conference in the American a season ago.
Gabriel with a long throw to Anderson, gets a block. And down to the 21 before the tackle is made by DeCorian Patterson. So critical third down here for UCF's defense, with Oklahoma going up tempo and a ton of momentum right now. 3rd and 3. And Major is tackled at the 19-yard line, short of the line to gain. Got to think Oklahoma will go for it here.
Yeah, this is the go zone for Oklahoma. It's really good by Ricky Barber, who's back, splits a double team, gets off, makes that play short of the first down marker. A big 4th down here for UCF as Jackson Arnold, the true freshman, checks in.
This is really interesting. Now, he does have 12 carries. He's the Gatorade National Player of the Year from a year ago. And now we've got a timeout called here by UCF. They saw Arnold lined up at quarterback.
Timeout, UCF. This is our first of the half. 30-second timeout.
That's interesting. I mean, Gabriel's a really good runner, but Arnold is too, and he's a threat to throw the ball. He's 13 of 15 passing, went 11 of 11 in his debut, week 1 against Arkansas State. Next Saturday's featured college football game on Big 12 Now on ESPN+. Baylor and Iowa State at 3:30 Eastern. If you're a Big 12 fan, you got to have it. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com/Big 12 Now. Oklahoma, the only unbeaten team left in the Big 12. Iowa State, though, is in second, 3-1. Obviously, a lot of games to be played. Top 2 teams will meet for the Big 12 title game.
Matt Campbell has done an excellent job turning that thing around there. Remember, going back before the season, lost several starting players, including their quarterback. But that gambling scandal that was going on there within the state of Iowa, and they've bounced back, and they're really playing some good football.
Here comes maybe the tush push, although they shifted out of that formation, and Gabriel hands it off to Major, who gets a first down. So they brought Gabriel back in at quarterback. They lined up as if they were just going to shove the quarterback forward. They shifted out of that, and they run it to Major, first down.
Under center power football off the left side. Nice block by the left tackle, Walter Rouse, to pave the path.
Here's Major again, hit in the backfield this time and dropped. Tremon Morris-Brash, who's 3rd in the country in tackles for a loss. That's 13 now on the season. 51 for his career. That's the most among active players in FBS.
I like watching him on film. Very productive, setting the edge well, using his hands, getting off the block, and making a negative play.
His nickname is Drop.
He dropped him for a loss, Dave.
2nd and 11. And a penalty marker down.
False start.
I love how
number 60 offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
We're able to tie that in, but the reason that he's called drop is back when he was a kid, he was always coughing. He wasn't sick, but he just coughed, so he would just inhale cough drops all the time, and so they started calling him cough drop, and then
drop the cough.
Yeah, drop the cough, and now he's dropping players.
Ah, I see what you did there.
2nd and 16, play action pass. Gabriel setting up and dumping it off to his check down Sawchuk, and that was well defended on the near sideline at the 18. So gain of 4, 3rd and long here.
Good tackle by DeCorian Patterson coming up in support, getting Sawchuk on the ground pretty quickly.
That's the one area in the secondary that UCF actually has some size and some weight.
You're right. I wonder if they haven't gotten much pressure on Gabriel. See if they bring added pressure, try to get the ball out of his hands.
Haven't attempted to.
It is.
Gabriel in trouble, sacked, and it was Lee Hunter that got him. And remember, Oklahoma missed a field goal from about this range earlier in the game. That's the 3rd sack for Hunter this year.
We're going to be pressure inside, and then it's going to be Hunter on the loop. He's able to get home and get a big sack and get this UCF defense off the field. Addison Williams hadn't dialed up much pressure to this point. They dialed up at the perfect time and get a big sack.
Zach Schmidt missed a 38-yard field goal attempt, hooked it left earlier. This is a 43-yard try. And Oklahoma has to call a timeout. Only had 10 guys on the field.
This is their first of the half. This is a 30-second timeout.
So they have to burn one there. We were talking earlier about Brent Venables and the turnaround job he's done. Obviously, with Breast Cancer Awareness Month, that's one of the reasons, Dusty, that the entire staff, not just the coaching staff, wearing pink, but there's another reason that obviously is a very serious one for Brent Venables.
His amazing wife, Julie, was diagnosed with breast cancer before the season, had to have surgery, a very successful surgery, and, you know, she's still got a battle ahead of her, but really through her strength and the foundation that Coach Venables and his wife, Julie, have, they're raising more awareness for breast cancer, have donated a lot of money for early detection, really trying to turn that negative, that hardship into a positive for a lot of people.
This one going to miss right. Schmidt missing left earlier, wide right here. He's now 8 for 12 on the year. Schmidt actually thought it was good, but you could clearly see there that it was wide of the target, and so it remains 7-0.
Gus has got to love that from his defense. Second time they've been able to bend but not break, forcing field goals. And so far here early, Zach Schmidt just off base, missing left once, now pushing it right.
At some point, though, you got to get something going offensively, and Darren Hinshaw's the play caller, but Gus Malzahn obviously heavily involved in the offense, and what they've done so far hasn't worked. Now, clearly Oklahoma deserves some credit for that, but
haven't been able to get the rushing attack going. I mean, that's the bread and butter of who this UCF offense is. They've got to be able to run the football. We haven't really seen much of an impact at all with John Rice Plumlee, who's back, starting here today. We were told fully healthy last week in practice. They pushed him. We tested that leg, and he's been fired up and ready to go, get back on the field and lead this football team. R.J. Harvey, I haven't really seen him get going yet either. They need to establish a running game on this possession.
Harvey on first down. Out to the 29, Downs dragging him to the ground, so a gain of just 3 on the play, as they have just a handful of rushing yards in this game. They'll try Harvey again between the tackles. And he pinballs forward close to a first down. Again, Downs there defensively. They're going to mark him short by a yard.
Good positive run. You see the burst into the second level. Nice pickup for R.J. Harvey.
A third down and a yard. Harvey bounces off an offensive lineman and does get the first down. Boy, they list Harvey at 205. We were down on the field before the game. He looks a lot thicker than 205. Did a good job there to wait till his offensive lineman cleared so he could dart forward to get the first down, I should say. So UCF trails 7-0 after 1, and we'll be back after these messages and a word from our ABC station.
To adjust to what you're seeing up front so you can get some positive yards on first down.
Well, you know, they're blitzing. Yeah. They're in us to pass. They're mixing things up. We got to get a drive together. We need to go down and score, and we'll get in this game.
All right, thanks.
Well, despite being dominated in that first quarter, Oklahoma had 2 missed field goals. UCF only down 7-0. They just got their initial first down, and Plumlee to throw, and wide open is Xavier Townsend, turning it upfield and dumped by Stutzman at the 45, but that's a good gain on first down.
Wait, Townsend's got a chance to be electric, really elusive, like to get the football in his hands. Nice pickup on first down.
Richardson hit in the backfield, breaks a tackle, still struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage. Isaiah Coe missed the tackle, but Kanik was there to get him to the ground. Third down.
More penetration. Nice job by Richardson avoiding the negative play, but up front, man, this UCF offensive line struggling with the defensive line, the blitzers of Oklahoma here early on.
They've had 2 times, that's it, where they've had consecutive positive yardage plays. If they're close to midfield, a chance to move the sticks here, and they run it, and it is a first down and more. Huge running lane. Off to the races is R.J. Harvey inside the 10. Harvey steps out of bounds inside the 5 at the 1-yard line. It's a 54-yard run to put the ball at the OU 1.
Well, there's the explosiveness of this UCF rushing attack. Just a sprint draw, good block by the tight end, Alec Haller, forcing everything down. You see the jump cut and the speed in the open field by Harvey.
And here's Harvey again, and he did not get in. Remember 2 weeks ago, Oklahoma had a huge goal line stand to beat Texas.
Back to this big chunk run. Good speed draw, the vision, the jump cut, and to the speed in the open field. Exactly what Gus Malzahn was hoping for to start this second quarter.
He went from standstill to 60 miles an hour in the blink of an eye.
Well, with the jump cut, Tom, I don't know if you can see it from the field. The vision, almost bunny-like, hopping a full gap plus over, and then hitting the acceleration in the open field.
And they're going to direct snap it to Harvey, who played quarterback in high school and at Virginia before he transferred to UCF. Going to keep it here, and he gets walloped at the 1. Stutzman with the big hit, and it's 3rd down and goal. He may have lost a yard in the play.
How about the timing of Danny Stutzman? Starts out, works his way in, hits it downhill immediately. Big hit in the backfield by Danny Stutzman. As you referenced it, Dave, that goal line stand was massive for Oklahoma against Texas. They're not going to give an inch in moments like this. We'll see if they can make it 2 games in a row.
They go with 3 tight ends. They pitch it to Richards. Dragged down for a loss at the 3-yard line. Isaiah Coe is there first. There is a penalty marker down, though, at the 1. Bothroyd also in there for OU. Let's see if it will hold up, though. And if you're UCF, do you just take the points here?
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 7, defense. It's half the distance to the goal. Automatic. First down.
So that changes everything. Jaron Kanak with this is something you can't have happen if you're Oklahoma. Now it's an automatic first down. It was going to be 4th down because that was after the play, but now you're back to the 1 and a fresh set of downs.
He's patted himself on the chest. He said, "My bad." Knows what he had done was a mistake.
And
you can't lean down and get in the face of the guy on the ground. An excellent stop by Oklahoma, but all for naught for now as UCF gets a reprieve and gets to start this thing over from the 1.
And Kanak got pulled, too, after that mistake by the coaching staff. Penalty marker
Delay
down.
game.
Wow.
Offense. Number 10. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Gus is pretty furious right now. He thought the play clock should have been reset. Boy, what a terrible penalty. After you get Kanak to make a dumb mistake, you have a fresh set of downs on the 1, and then you have delay a game that pushes the ball back at the 6.
Correction. That's a second charge timeout for UCF.
So Gus,
timeout on the field.
Gus saw it, called timeout, but he's still upset. He thought that the play clock should have been reset. We'll be back in a moment. 1st and goal, back at the 1 when we return. Placed the ball, and when they started the play clock, even though Gus Malzahn was upset, called his second timeout. But because of, again, the penalty on Oklahoma, instead of 4th down and goal from about the 3, it's 1st and goal for UCF at the 1. R.J. Harvey, who had the big run to set the ball up at the Oklahoma 1, is in the backfield with Plumlee. Plumlee fakes the pitch, walks in for the touchdown. 2nd on the season for Plumlee, and just the 2nd allowed on the ground by Oklahoma this season.
Huge touchdown for UCF. Just going to run a little quarterback counter. Pull backside guard, pull backside tight end, sets up perfectly. And John Rice Plumlee plays off the drive with a big touchdown score.
It's amazing how one explosive play can change everything, because Oklahoma has dominated, but the missed field goals, obviously the score was only 7-0 instead of 13, but that large run by Harvey, part of that 10-play 74-yard run.
And the mistake by Jaron Kanak. Getting the unsportsmanlike conduct to, instead of making it 4th down from the 1, obviously give them 1st and goal from the 1.
Colton Boomer, kind of an interesting last name to have and played a game here in Norman on the opposing sideline. Scholarship Fund. Thank you, Allstate.
South Oval is gorgeous. You love mums, right, Dave? One of your favorite flowers.
In Arizona, we don't have a whole lot of mums, except the ones you can drink.
The cactus guy.
Yeah, he is.
Kickoff hammered through the end zone. Let's check in with Kevin Nagandi in the studio.
Time now for All Stage. Good Hands play of the day, and it's a nightmare here for Cincinnati's Braden Smith. Boog, special teams, a big concern for the Bearcats. Doesn't get the clean catch, and then...
Kev, you ever start your day and know something's going to go wrong? When he dropped it the first time, he knew something was going to go wrong.
Byron Vaughn's their mom's. Booger's a big fan of that, Dave. Back to you.
Yes, sir. Kevin and Boog, hope you guys are doing well. Hard to believe that we are past the midway point of the college football season. Oklahoma 6-0, UCF 3-3. Gabriel on first down throws a strike to Drake Stoops, the 6-year pro from right here in Norman, or 6-year collegiate from right here in Norman. His dad Bob stopped in the booth earlier. 30th catch for Drake on the year.
Such a key piece of this offense. Nice catch going to the ground.
Gabriel finds Farouk, and he's slung to the ground to the 41, but it's a first down.
But Jalil Farouk, he's taken his game to another level this year. He's always been great with the ball in his hands, but he's developed into a better wide receiver. Clean catch there with his hands, better route runner. And Jeff Lebby told us he's very proud of the work he's put in and the player that he's become this season.
Gabriel throwing on the first 3 plays. This is Stoops again to the 45, so 4 more yards. Good tackle that time by Henderson. Much better tackling out of UCF since that opening possession. Gabriel in trouble. Oh, nice move to get by the defender. And then wrapped up and thrown down at the 46. Got a yard on the play with Yates making the tackle.
Boy, it's kind of like Top Gun. Dylan Gabriel hit the brakes and he flew right by, but the pursuit from UCF was excellent. Good to see Walter Yates, linebacker, back on the field healthy for UCF. He'd been out. He hadn't been a part of this defense. Him on the field really helps.
The Jordan mask for UCF went down. So we'll step away. 3rd and 5 for Oklahoma when we come back. They went to Ole Miss, and John Rice Plumlee was on the roster then. This game tied at 7. And a big 3rd down here for Gabriel, Lebby, and the OU offense. Gabriel flushed out of the pocket, throwing on the run, and incomplete. High pass that Anderson could not bring in. 4th down, and Oklahoma will punt for the first time.
Another stop for this UCF defense. You're going to go drop 8, just a 3-man rush up front. Dylan Gabriel gets outside the pocket nicely. Nicky's got Nick Anderson open. This pass just sails on him ever so slightly. Anderson can't climb the ladder. UCF, once again, gets a stop defensively. Gus Malzahn has got to be elated with what his defense has shown up here in Norman with today.
Actually, the 2nd punt for Oklahoma. Elzinger will boot it deep. Xavier Townsend standing at his 10-yard line. He muffed that first punt. Lets this one bounce, and it goes into the end zone and will come out to the 20. Let's check back in with Kevin in the studio.
Dave, AT&T 5G keeping fans connected as we take a look at our multi-view, which is showcasing a bunch of key games here and events across all our networks. Mississippi State up 7-3 against Arkansas over on ESPN. How about Memphis up a touchdown? We got 5 touchdowns in that game over on ESPN2 in the first half. Norfolk State up 10-6 against Howard late in the first half. And BC and Georgia Tech knotted up at 10 apiece midway through the second quarter over on the ACC network. Back to Dave, Dusty, and Luke.
All right, Kev, some tight games here in the early window. You look at that last drive compared to the first quarter where they had just 15 yards. And Plumlee throwing it out in space. Townsend able to break a tackle and stepped out of bounds at the 24. A positive yardage, gain of 4 on the play. They love to get Townsend involved out on the perimeter, sometimes in the run game. He had a rushing touchdown last year in the AAC championship game. This is UCF's first year in the Big 12. They were in the American for 10, Conference USA for 8 years prior to that, and in the MAC for 3 years. Obviously, Oklahoma leading the Big 12 after the season. First meeting between the two and maybe the last. Plumlee in trouble, flips it forward, and it's caught on a screen pass out past the 30 to the 35-yard line is Randy Pittman. The true freshman tight end gains 11.
Boy, this is an excellent play by John Rice Plumlee. Ethan Downs gets there immediately and just gets it out of his hand. Locates the true freshman. Nice yards after the catch. That was near disastrous.
Plumlee throwing again, and a big hit on the edge. Baker dropped by Billy Bowman, one of the top players on that Oklahoma defense.
Boy, Billy Bowman Jr., he is a big-time safety, so instinctive. You see, as soon as he diagnoses what's coming, the reaction and close to the football, stellar. Played his best football game of his career against Texas. He was flying around, making big hits. Key piece of this Oklahoma defense.
There's 2 interceptions on the year, including a pick 6. Second down and 10 for UCF. Another pass play. Plumlee over the middle. Receiver wide open is Kobe Hudson. All the way to the 41. They finally get Hudson involved. He's been quiet the last couple of games. Gain of 24.
They are going fast, getting on the football, get this Oklahoma defense.
Here's Harvey, and tackled backside by McCullough, but gain of a couple there. UCF maybe gaining some confidence. 3-game losing streak, had the bye week, got back to basics. Gus Malzahn got after everybody, and he said, look, after that loss 2 weeks ago against Kansas, I don't know that we would have been ready to play had we had to play a game that next weekend.
They blew a 35-7 lead to Baylor, and there was a bit of a hangover effect in Lawrence. The bye week came perfect, and great start here for this night's football team.
On 2nd and 8, here comes a reverse. Juggling it is Townsend, but he's able to get the first down and more. Boy, you wonder, had he not lost a little bit of momentum with that juggle, might he have scored? He still gained 17.
This is part of Gus Malzahn, little gadget. Again, just trying to create ways to get Townsend the football in space. Nice job blocking by the tight end. Alec Holler out in front. And boy, this second quarter has completely shifted everything from what we saw early on. This UCF offense got some rhythm to it, creating some big plays.
And success on early downs has been the biggest difference.
That's the key, Tom. When they can get positive yards on that first down, it changes everything for the play caller.
No running room this time for Harvey, bottled up at the 25. I think the other thing, too, guys, is the leadership of John Rice Plumlee. His backup, Timmy McClain, played well when he was in there when Plumlee was hurt. The numbers were good, but Plumlee is, without question, the leader of this team, and they missed that.
There's no doubt. 100%. And even when he was hurt, when he was rehabbing, when he was trying to come back, he was right there for Timmy McClain. His leadership never left this football team, but there's a difference between leading from the sidelines and leading as the starting quarterback on the field.
Loss of 3 on first down. Harvey finding a hole, trying to get the edge. He does, breaking a tackle, and out of bounds close to the line to gain. Pushed out by Stutzman, but it looks like a first down. Gain of 13. What a gorgeous run.
It's all him. There's nothing there initially. It's the vision, the cutback, and the burst in speed to the sideline, making a couple of defenders miss. And a quality pickup once again by R.J. Harvey. Tom, I mean, I don't know what it looks like down there from the field level. When we were watching film of this guy, I was just blown away at the skill set, the size, the power, the elusiveness, and then the speed in the open field.
Well, and Dave brought it up in pregame warm-up. He said, look at that kid. I mean, he is a great-looking kid. In his lateral mobility and his agility to maintain balance as he's making a cut, getting to the sideline, really impressive. We saw it right there. Outran the Oklahoma defense.
Yeah.
UCF burning its final timeout.
UCF has called their final timeout.
But the Knights accomplishing their goal, taking time off the clock and moving the ball.
Hope.
Quarter out, gaining the Sooners 129-21. R.J. Harvey has rushed for over 70 yards. Johnny Richardson, his backup, is in right now on first down to the Oklahoma 12-yard line. Trying to get outside is Richardson, but he's tripped up. Flag comes in. Kendall Dolby on the tackle.
Your face mask on Dejon Terry. He's coming off that block. I think he got a piece.
Personal foul, face mask, number 95, defense. That penalty's half the distance to the goal. Automatic, first down.
And Dusty, that's the second big mistake, unsportsmanlike penalty by Oklahoma inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, Dejon Terry's been so good for the Sooner defensive line. You see him extend that hand coming off the block, grabs a face mask, the right call.
So 1st and goal on the 6. Direct snap to Harvey, and no running room, bottled up at the line of scrimmage. They tried to do that earlier on the drive, and Harvey lost a yard, and he loses a yard here with Bothroyd in there first. Terry as well. 2nd and goal.
More penetration from that Sooners front. Defensive line really doing a nice job changing the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to Harvey to run with the football on 1st down.
It's a lot easier to spread that box out when you're in the field, but when that field condenses, you run out of real estate.
UCF slowing this thing down a little bit, shrinking this 1st half as this drive has gone along.
Keeping that Oklahoma offense on the sideline, something Gus told us yesterday they wanted to make sure they did, as Harvey drives the legs forward and got to about the 4, bounced off the turf, but was down at the 4, so it'll be 3rd and goal. And are you in 4-down territory here, or are you thinking, you know what, if we don't get it, let's take the points? We've come this far on this lengthy drive here late in the 2nd quarter. This lasted almost 6 minutes.
I think you're thinking, I mean, if you're not moving the football inside the 1, I think you're taking the points. Try to take a lead and let your defense get a stop.
See what they call here on 3rd and goal. Plumlee on the boot, in trouble, being chased, and the pass incomplete. He got rid of it at the last second, and he lost his helmet, which means if they were to go for it, he has to come out. So you would think now they'll kick the field goal.
Jaron Canick's going to come on the pressure, and you'll see Ethan Downs set the edge. The speed and pursuit to the football as they try to boot, get John Rice Plumlee outside. It's very well defended by Oklahoma. Big 3rd down stop to force the field goal.
And again, they may have kicked it anyway, but when your quarterback Plumlee has to go out of the game because he lost his helmet for a play, I think it made an easy decision to kick it here. Boomer is out there for UCF, a 21-yard try, 7 of 10 on the season. And UCF has the lead for the first time today. 10-7 over number 6 Oklahoma at the 4-minute mark. Kick off your Sunday with NFL Countdown at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN. Before Tua and Jalen Hurts square off in Philly, the crew will look at how their bond was formed as teammates at Alabama. Obviously a great story going back to that national championship. Then our Week 7 Monday Night Football game. San Francisco taking on the Vikings, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC, ESPN, ESPN Deportes, Peyton and Eli on ESPN2.
Jalen Hurts, what a stop it was for 1 year here at Norman, Oklahoma. Had a stellar season leading this Oklahoma football team.
Runner-up for the Heisman Trophy after Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray had won it prior to Hurts' arrival. 7 Heisman Trophy winners here at Oklahoma.
Not too shabby, Mr. Pash. That Heisman Park on the east side of the stadium, a beautiful setup. Great representation of the Heisman Trophy winners. A lot of pride around here in Norman, Oklahoma, all over campus. The statues of the great coaches, the great Heisman Trophy winners, and the championships that they've won here in Sooner football.
Brian Bosworth on the field before the game. He's been involved some with the program. Here's Farouk on the return for Oklahoma. Past the 20 and dumped at the 25-yard line by Damari Henderson.
Well, it's an important drive here for this Oklahoma offense.
The tackle there was Damari Henderson.
And let's go to the studio and check in with Kevin.
Dave, Capital One halftime report just minutes away. Booger McFarland, Kevin Nagani here with you. Penn State had a scoop and score for a touchdown taken off the board. We have highlights. That game right now, 3-3 at the shoe. How about this one? Oklahoma, a 17-point favorite, down by 3.
Well, you got to give a shout out to this UCF defense. They struggled a little bit early, but they are limiting the Oklahoma running game, and that's making life tough for this Oklahoma offense.
Also, Sooners missed field goals playing a storyline here. Dave, back to you.
Yep, 2 missed field goals by Zach Schmidt, as you said, from 38 and 43 yards. They do get good yardage here on the ground and first down with Marcus Major picking up about 5.
That's the point of emphasis. Establish the run game. Nice block. But a true freshman, Caden Green, is a bullet.
Major pinballs forward, will come up just a yard short of the line to gain. Big third down here for Oklahoma. Again, this is a UCF defense that has struggled mightily against the run, allowed almost 400 rushing yards in its last game 2 weeks ago against Kansas. Oklahoma going to keep it on the ground. Major able to get the first down. Out to the 37 as we near the 3-minute mark. Sooners have 2 timeouts left, none remaining for UCF. Major again, 4 straight touches here for Marcus Major, averaging about 38 yards per game. They've been trying to find that guy. Gavin Sawchuk had been hurt. He's back, but struggled in this game, had a fumble. Meanwhile, UCF with 10 guys on the field, they were getting a defensive player off who was injured. Gabriel throwing high, and the pass is incomplete, intended for Farouk, but Lee Hunter was shaken up. There's a flag down, and they may have actually at one point had 12 guys on because Hunter was late getting off the field.
Illegal substitution. The defense, 12 men on the field. It's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, second down.
John Walker was running on the field, and they don't have any timeouts, so they couldn't obviously call one there.
This is kind of that predicament this Oklahoma offense at the pace that they go can get you in, trying to shuffle fresh bodies on and off, and it costs tonight's defense there.
So on 2nd and 1, pass caught, and it's Stoops getting the first down into UCF territory. Still outside 2 minutes, so the clock keeps running regardless of the first down. It'll stop on first downs inside 2 minutes, a new rule this year. Gabriel off play action in trouble, steps up and throws down the sideline, incomplete. Going for Nick Anderson, but good coverage down there by Patterson.
There's good coverage down the field, but good inside pass rush from UCF. You see the slight sidestep for Dylan Gabriel to avoid the pressure, keep his eyes down the field, but nowhere for Gabriel to go with the football. I've been really impressed with the back end of this UCF defense here so far.
You talked about that pace of play, Dusty. This is the same defensive front four for UCF for 4 plays right now. Getting tired, but still giving some effort.
Yeah.
Sawchuk inside the 45. Upended at the 42. Gain of 7. 3rd down and short coming up. Clock nearing 2 minutes to go. Oklahoma trying to get a score here before intermission. Off play action. Gabriel floats it downfield, and it's caught by Anderson into the end zone for a 2nd touchdown. And the Sooners have the lead back. Touchdown pass. Gabriel to Anderson.
Well, Nick Anderson just wins at the line of scrimmage. And the redshirt freshman just continues to improve and dazzle. Wins a little head fake inside. No safety help over the top, but an easy find for Dylan Gabriel. A strike to his wide receiver. 8 touchdowns already this season for Nick Anderson. We talked about Andrell Anthony. What a loss it was, losing him against Texas. Who would step up and fill that void? We felt like it would be Nick Anderson, and it's been that, his 2nd touchdown reception of the afternoon.
And you mentioned the 8 touchdowns. That's on 15 catches. Schmidt eyeing for the point after. And so Oklahoma with a big stop on defense to force a field goal by UCF. And then the Sooners retake the lead with 1:51 to go.
Nice job as well with the protection. Dylan Gabriel calm in the pocket. Once Nick Anderson gets a step, it's 6 for the Sooners.
Dustin, we were talking about quarterback there kind of climbing the pocket, as you referenced in the first quarter. Him working on just hopping up there is just a perfect display of doing just that, just to give him an extra beat and deliver that ball.
We talked with Dylan Gabriel earlier this week and asked him, what's been the biggest difference for you? Obviously, your numbers are much better. You look more comfortable there. And he said he's playing with an edge. Got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder and a lot to prove. And he's had a terrific season, very much in the Heisman discussion with 18 touchdown passes, just 2 interceptions. He also has 5 rushing touchdowns.
Right there at the very top of that discussion with the play that he's had all season. He told us he took last year and the results personal. Changed his approach this offseason. Really got with Jerry Schmidt, changed his mindset, changed his body. And boy, it's paid dividends so far this year.
Harvey on the return, and he throws it back at the 5-yard line Oklahoma's all over Townsend at the 14. So Lewis was down there for the Sooners to make the tackle. The trick play does not work.
There we see Gus Malzahn pulling out all the stops here on special teams. I thought it was set up pretty well, but Kip Lewis out of nowhere, nice through, and gets an excellent open field tackle to negate any kind of big play from the trick play.
1:43 left. UCF with possession. No timeouts. Oklahoma can call timeouts here. It's been an impressive bounce back, though, by UCF, given all the hype with Oklahoma, the way the Sooners started this game as well.
No question. Look, we didn't know exactly what to expect from UCF. Some sickness on this football team. How would they respond after that Kansas loss? They showed up here today in Norman with some real fight.
Plumlee taking off here on first down and dragged down. No gain on the play. Downs made the tackle. He's shaken up for Oklahoma. Keep in mind, we threw this out there at the beginning of the telecast that since 1999, which is Bob Stoops' first year in Norman, Oklahoma is 23-1 in games played right after Texas.
This is their second of the half. Please put 1:34 on the game clock.
Chance to get the ball back if they can stop him here with maybe about 45 seconds left or so, because they have one more timeout.
I love this, Dusty. Aggressive. You're going to get the ball coming out of the locker room in the third quarter.
Going for the juggler. I don't think this first half has gone the way Brent Venables thought it would. You know, he talked to him, you know, worrying about maybe that hangover effect of still, you know, enjoying that win for Texas. He said, oh, no. We got after them last week in the bye week. This team is focused. It's been on edge. A bit of a slow start here in the first half for this Sooner football team.
Second down and 10. Going to go empty here with Plumlee. 1:34 on the clock here in the first half in Norman. And Plumlee keeping it and then throwing it, and it's caught at the 40. Baker running away from all the Sooners. Baker slowing down, but not enough time for Oklahoma to catch up to him. It's an 86-yard touchdown pass that totally fooled OU. And UCF has the lead again.
Wow, what an answer from UCF. Another explosive play offensively, and this is what John Rice Plumlee brings to the offense. You have to respect his running ability so much. When he gets outside, after the read zone, he gets outside on the perimeter. He's going to freeze the cornerback, Woody Washington, and they're going to leave Javon Baker wide open.
There's a penalty marker down. Might be an unsportsmanlike penalty after the play. But Javon Baker, transfer from Alabama in his second year with UCF. And boy, what a response by UCF. Brent Venables upset. Not sure. We still don't have a call yet. Again, the flag was in the middle of the end zone, but it was just picked up. I wonder if Venables
The result of the play is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, numbers 1 and number 2 on UCF. That's both of their first unsportsmanlike conduct fouls that counts towards disqualification. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
I wonder if Venables thought that Javon Baker did something unsportsmanlike as a taunt when he was running down the sideline, and if he did, then it's no touchdown. It's a penalty on the spot.
Correct. That is what he's arguing.
The bye week, given a 3-game losing streak, the blown lead against Baylor, 29-point advantage, and then the loss where they got destroyed by Kansas, giving up 400 rushing yards. But this looks like the UCF team we're used to seeing play under Gus Malzahn and the previous couple of coaches, Josh Heupel, Scott Frost as well. Here's Marcus Major, and close to a first down at the 36, tackled by Henderson.
Second straight drive. They've started running the football on the ground. Look to continue to build upon that throughout this game.
Gabriel from the pocket, long throw. Stockner, the tight end, makes the catch. Should have gone out of bounds. He didn't.
Bad choice by the veteran. Right there by the sidelines. He's trying to go inside. It's a good tackle as the clock continues to move.
Gabriel, pump fake, and dumps it off to Major. Gets the first down. Clock will stop to move the chains. UCF fought so hard to retake the lead. Don't want to be giving up a field goal here at the end of the half and give momentum back to the Sooners, who do get the ball to start the second half. Gabriel, long throw, flag down as the receiver got tangled up with Thornton, the DB. Farouk was interfered with by Thornton with 36 seconds left.
Pass interference, number 14, defense. That foul will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Pretty clear cut from up here. You see the ground outside the framework by Thornton. And to draw the flag every time.
Ball on the 38, got some work to do here because Zach Schmidt has missed 2 field goals, 38 and 43 yards. They're on the 38 of UCF. Gabriel from the pocket looking over the middle, and it's caught. Close to a first down. Farouk on the catch.
They marked him short. That clock's rolling. Only 1 timeout left for Oklahoma.
25 seconds and counting. Be about a 47 or 48-yard field goal from here. Gabriel looking toward the sideline. It's caught by Farouk, and then he steps out to stop the clock with 15 seconds left. From here, about a 38, 39-yard field goal. Probably have, with that timeout still remaining, 2 more plays you can run on offense. You would assume a shot here, right?
Yes. Take a look at Nick Anderson up top.
Gabriel flushed out of the pocket, being chased, and throws it out of bounds. So that took 5 seconds, make that 6 seconds off the clock. And again, still have a timeout, so 1 more offensive play, you would think.
Got to be in the end zone, right, Tom? Have to. You do not want to leave this up to chance and fall within the field of play.
It's got to be in the end zone, and it's got to get out of his hand quickly.
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, got the timeout, though, guys, so even if it is in the middle. But, yeah, I understand. So you're trying to get touchdown, not field goal here.
Or they could just get in better field goal range as well. It'd be smart, though.
Gabriel into the end zone. A flag down, but it's intercepted. It's picked off by Corey Thornton, but will they call him for interference? 2 seconds remaining in the half. It's going to be interference on UCF, so Oklahoma will have a chance here to get a field goal.
Pass interference, number 14, the defense. This is a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Look, 1 more time here. Matched up 1-on-1. You see that right hand come from the backside, get the pull. It's going to draw the flag, and
boy,
not a whole lot there. Yeah, not a whole lot there. Talk with Matt Austin, our rules expert. He says that was a very questionable pass interference, but it goes to the good fortune of the Sooners to set up this field goal attempt.
0 for 2 is Schmidt, 25-yarder here. And this one's good. And that ties the game at halftime. A questionable call there on that pass interference. It negates an interception and allows Oklahoma 1 more play. They kick the field goal and tie the game. Coming up after the break, the Capital One halftime report. Kevin Agandi, Booger McFarland. Back after these messages and a word from our ABC stations. UCF has already exceeded that total. An interception in the end zone by UCF was negated because of a penalty. Oklahoma kicked the game-tying field goal with zeros on the clock to even things up in intermission. Oklahoma will get the ball to start the second half. This will be a touchback, and so the Sooners will start on the 25. Dave Pash with Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luganville down on the field. All right, so what are the biggest issues right now for Oklahoma?
I think giving up explosive plays. Go back to that second quarter for UCF. They had 2 huge explosive plays. The 54-yard R.J. Harvey run really got things going for this UCF offense. You see the vision, a jump cut, you get out of position, and these backs for the Knights can make you pay. And then an 86-yard touchdown toss. You freeze the corner, and you locate Javon Baker. And it's heels to the field for the touchdown. Oklahoma's going to have to clean that up in the second half.
And mix it up here and give it to Gavin Freeman. So the running back carries weren't really working that much. So Freeman gets a touch here and gets about 11 yards and a first down.
And that's the aspect that needs to come along. We've talked about it from the onset. Oklahoma's ability to establish a line of scrimmage and run the football. They started doing it the final 2 possessions, and a nice run here on the first play of the second half.
Gabriel off play action, dumping it off to Sawchuk out of the backfield for 8 yards as we check in with Tom down on the field.
Well, yeah, guys, I tell you, Brett Venables not happy with the run fits on defense, the lack of discipline. Jaron Kanik's penalty mentioned all of that. For Gus Malzahn and UCF, he says we have to create explosive plays through the passing game. We feel confident running it, but we're going to have to get ourselves some plays downfield for chunk yardage.
Freeman gets a first down. You mentioned the Kanik penalty. There are actually 2 big penalties on Oklahoma, both unsportsmanlike penalties inside the 10. UCF was able to capitalize on. Opening minute of the third. Oklahoma 6-0, trying to go to 7-0 for the 3rd time in the last 5 years. Bye week last weekend, beat Texas the previous week. Run play straight ahead. Sawchuk stacked up after a gain of a couple. Walter Yates the 3rd in there on the stop.
Well, coming into this game, UCF had really struggled with the run defense. They'd simplified a lot of things and playing much better up front here today.
Gabriel's pass broken up and picked off on the redirection. It's intercepted by Bullard, and he's knocked out of bounds at the Oklahoma 30. Just the 3rd interception thrown on the season by Gabriel. Stoops got drilled. The ball was deflected and picked.
This ball too far out in front, and you mentioned it, a big shot by Martinez, and then excellent concentration by Quadric Bullard to grab this football. Really just one hand, he's in full stride, grabs with one, brings it in. And what a start here for UCF with a takeaway in the second half. And that's an area that Oklahoma's been so good on this year, Dave. #1 in the country in turnover margin. They've taken great care of the football, and they've taken it away. And on the flip side, UCF, that's been a huge problem for this team. They haven't gotten the takeaways, and they've turned it over too much. Massive takeaway to start the second half.
Yeah, they were -5 coming into this game. Oklahoma +11 coming into this game. You saw the man that laid the blow there, Martinez, shaken up. And now they're going to direct snap it here to Richardson, able to break a tackle. And he's to the 31-yard line, so a couple yards there. A much-needed takeaway for UCF. We'll see if the Knights can capitalize and take the lead. So it's interesting, Gabriel, now, probably not his fault, but consecutive interceptions. Now, one of them was overturned because of a pass interference, which really did not look like a good call. And the last one was tipped because of the big hit. 2nd down and 8.
Inside pressure. We've seen a lot of this from Oklahoma throughout this game.
Plumlee, the quarterback, after missing the last few games due to a knee injury, able to escape the pocket and throw it away. Kanik had pressure. Plumlee would not have been able to do that a couple weeks ago. You see that brace on that right leg, but did enough to get out of there and throw it away.
You've seen a lot of double A-gap pressures today. Stutzman does a nice job taking the attention of the center that Jaron Kanik follows. Those two have been very active inside. Big 3rd down for the Sooners defense. They've been excellent on 3rd down so far this season.
R.J. Harvey in the game at running back now, and they're changing the play here with a play clock inside 15. It's down to 3. They got to snap it.
Check by Oklahoma.
Gonna keep it on the ground. Harvey wrapped up at the line of scrimmage by Jacob Lacey. So it's 4th down. Would be about a 49-yard field goal try from here for Colton Boomers. Made a 55-yarder this season.
Inside defensive line stunt. You'll see Wa'alu here, and then the wrap by Lacey, and he gets home and gets a big stop. That's a nice job by this Oklahoma defense, and the front being very active, and on the sudden change, coming up with a stop.
Yeah, kind of an ugly series offensively by UCF after the takeaway, but a chance to regain the lead here. Colton Boomer with a 48-yard field goal try. hit the game-winning 40-yarder against Boise State earlier this season. This is a line drive that splits the uprights. He buries that one, and the Knights lead it 20-17. Got a guess?
Number 3 for Oklahoma is now number 66.
No? Stumped you?
I'm thinking. Again, Michael Penix has played a lot of football in college, but I can't imagine he's up there with him. Oh, Nix has played a ton of football.
That's what I'm thinking. Conley's played a lot, but he didn't have a ton of passing yards. It's going to be a touchback. Will come out to the 25. So let's go ahead and answer the Affleck trivia question. Dylan Gabriel ranking second in career passing touchdowns and passing yards. Among active FBS players, who ranks first in both?
Survey says, oh, yes.
Sam Hartman, there you go. You had to think it was another guy that had played a lot of football at a couple of schools, right?
Absolutely. Stellar career at Wake Forest, and the offense has been kind of hit and miss at Notre Dame this season. It's a bad miss by the collection of us not getting Sam Hartman. Got to be better, boys.
Dylan Gabriel coming off his third interception thrown this season with a short pass to Marcus Major out of the backfield. And it's a gain of only a couple. Tremont Morris-Brash out there in space making the tackle.
Love the effort by Tremont Morris-Brash, sprinting to the sideline to take the ball carrier out of bounds. Excellent effort to the football by the best defensive player.
And Morris straight ahead, or Major rather, to the 30. So just a couple there. They're still struggling to really run the ball. They've tried to get creative in the run game. They've thrown it to their backs. Third down and about 5.
Like an important third down here early in the second half for Oklahoma offensively.
The best quarterback run's been when Dylan Gabriel's kept the football.
That's right.
UCF coming after Gabriel here. Gets rid of it, and it's incomplete. There is some contact, and there comes the late flag. I don't know that was catchable, though. Brandon Adams called for interference on Stoops. Gabriel with pressure coming just made a hope throw. Not sure that was catchable, but it's going to be first down.
Addison Williams dialed it up. You mentioned it. They brought all kinds of pressure.
Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. Pass interference, number 31, defense. The ball will be placed in the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
No safety help over the top. I think he was locked up on it pretty much all the way through. I think it was fine. I think it was fine at the line of scrimmage, but once that ball's in the air, you can't continue to keep hands on the receiver.
Yeah, and
I think that's the right call.
And maybe the reason it wasn't catchable is because the guy had his arms wrapped around him for 5 seconds.
Correct, yes.
The ball will be spotted at the 32-yard line.
All right, so they get to get the spot right. Early third quarter, Oklahoma trailing again. UCF put up 17 points in the second quarter. Gus Malzahn's team riding a 3-game losing streak, longest for UCF in almost a decade. They've played well here today since the first quarter. Give up a big run, though, to Major on first down, a gain of 8. Out to the 40. Bullard, who had the interception earlier in the quarter, with the stop.
A counter action, pull backside guard tackle. Nice pickup on first down.
Major again. No, it's a play-action pass. Gabriel's incomplete pass down the sideline, trying to hit Farouk and Patterson in coverage. These corners have been right with the receivers for most of this game.
Coming into the game, that was the strength of the back end of this defense, their ability to cover outside on the perimeter. We've seen that come to fruition here today. Biggest struggle for this UCF defense this year has been the run defense, and that has not been a problem here so far. Third and short, this is where you got to be able to get some movement, run the football.
Marcus Major getting a lot of work here, and he's stuffed at the line of scrimmage. He actually lost a yard. Lee Hunter swallows him at the 39, a loss of 1. Now it's 4th and 3, and Oklahoma's going to punt it away.
Well, how about Lee Hunter inside? He's just going to swim the guard, zone left. He's just going to swim this guard, get right up the field, and nowhere for Marcus Major to go with the football. And Oklahoma's ability to run the football continues to be an issue and a struggle. What a play by Lee Hunter.
Oh, you just flat whiffed right there. What a swim move and explosive first step by Hunter.
Elzinga to punt. Xavier Townsend is deep. Short kick. Townsend muffed a punt earlier, and that almost hit him. It did not, but it was close. And it will bounce to a stop at the 14-yard line. UCF ball with the lead when we come back. A lot of great players that didn't win Heisman Trophy had played. Jalen Hurts, a runner-up recently. Tonight on ABC, Duke and Florida State. Can the Noles stay undefeated? Oklahoma in trouble right now. Be interesting with Duke, with Riley Leonard if he goes. Obviously, that could change things. UCF leading the Sooners early third quarter, 20-17. Backed up here inside their 15-yard line after a good punt. Gonna keep it on the ground with Harvey. And able to spin away from one man, but then he's plowed by Billy Bowman for a loss back at the 12.
That's good defense along the front. Penetration. You saw R.J. Harvey continue to just make a couple of guys miss, and then Billy Bowman downhill from his safety spot with another negative play.
Looked early on like Oklahoma might run away with this, but a couple of missed field goals kept UCF in the game, and then an explosive play tied the game. Here's Harvey, and he's got a cutback lane. Harvey outside the 20, and a first down all the way to the 29 for a gain of 17 for R.J. Harvey, closing in on a 100-yard day.
Back to the sprint draw. This was a big 54-yard run that they had earlier in the first half. Well blocked and good vision and burst from R.J. Harvey.
Harvey stacked up this time by Kanek and Co. Keep in mind as we're watching UCF today that we were supposed to meet with John Rice Plumlee yesterday. We were told by UCF, guys, he's in bed. He's sick as a dog. And in fact, he needed a couple of IVs today. 13 players in all for UCF needed IVs today. But be interesting as the half goes because it's supposed to get hotter. In fact, they might have a record temperature here today in Norman. It's supposed to hit 89. At about 3 o'clock local time, so still a ways away from that. But it's heating up down to the field. 2nd and 9. Plumlee, long throw, but it's on the money. Baker reaching out to stab it, and a gain of 20 close to midfield.
Well, it starts with the protection. Good pocket for John Rice Plumlee to stand strong and fire a strike outside to Javon Baker. Best throw of the day we've seen so far from John Rice Plumlee.
Baker had a touchdown in the first half. Faking the pitch is Plumlee. He's got some room. And they track him down at the 47. Key Lawrence on the stop. Got to wonder if Plumlee's at 100% because of him being under the weather, but also because of the knee. They weren't sure he'd be able to run as much as they would like him to run. Remember, it's the guy that rushed for 1,000 yards in a season when he was at Ole Miss. And close to 1,000 last year. Only got 8 rushing yards on the day. 2nd down and 4. And here comes an end around. Townsend with running room past the 40. Townsend inside the 30. And finally pushed out at the 29. But they're getting anything they want on this OU defense right now.
Boy, Oklahoma's on their heels. I love the design. Pull the tight end out in front. Get an offensive tackle. Big 71. Tylen Grable. And they just had Oklahoma outnumbered, outflanked to the perimeter. Good play design once again from Darren Hinshaw and Gus Malzahn. They've got Oklahoma right where they want them defensively.
Pump fake for Plumlee. Looking, waiting. Now a dangerous pass. That was a receiver screen over the head of Richardson. I think, too, Gus Malzahn has always been an outstanding coach. I know his tenure at Auburn didn't end well, but he was there a long time, won a lot of games, played in a national title game, and he's had 9 wins his first 2 years at UCF. Yes, they've lost 3 in a row, but this looks like the night team we thought we'd see going into the year.
He had some confidence yesterday. He thought it was a great couple of weeks of practice. Felt like his team was going to show up and perform here today.
On 2nd and 10, Harvey makes the first defender miss, but there's just too many red jerseys there in the hole. Coe on the tackle, no gain, bringing up 3rd down and long.
Back to the well with the sprint draw. The penetration by Jared Kanek. He's able to get R.J. Harvey a little bit off balance. Oklahoma able to get him down. 3rd and long. We've seen Oklahoma dial up pressures in this spot early.
They look like they're coming after him. So Plumlee changing things up. Play clock at 10. 3rd and 10. Nearing 6 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. And they're going to keep it on the ground. Plumlee wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. In fact, lost a yard. Jaron Canick there with a tackle. 4th down.
Well, you see the checks. John Rice Plumlee checking at the line. Oklahoma checking as well. And really nice job by Jaron Canick setting the edge and giving John Rice Plumlee nowhere to go as he likes to keep the football.
So Colton Boomer, who made a 48-yard field goal earlier in the game, earlier this quarter, a 55-yarder earlier this season, will now have a 46-yard attempt. Try to extend the lead to 6 points. And again, it's absolutely dead solid perfect. And so Oklahoma needs a touchdown now. Kings brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Georgia not playing today. Michigan plays tonight. Ohio State, Penn State, and a good one right now on ABC. Next, it's Oregon against Washington State. Tonight, Florida State, Duke. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luginbill here in Norman. As the temperature rises, so does the play of UCF. 5 consecutive scoring drives. 3 field goals, 2 touchdowns. And Oklahoma, which 2 weeks ago was the talk of college football, the win over Texas. Still a lot of time left in this game, but they trail by 6, and they've been outplayed since the 1st quarter by the Knights. Jalil Farouk is deep. We'll let this one go, and then we'll come out to the 25. All season long, student sections across the country are competing to be the Taco Bell Live Más Student Section of the Year. Download the Taco Bell app to learn more. Sold out crowd, packed house. Sooner fever is hot in Norman, with Oklahoma jumping 8 spots in the poll. And Dylan Gabriel, who had the game-winning touchdown pass 2 weeks ago and has played like a Heisman Trophy winner so far this season, facing adversity again here, down by 6. And here comes a reverse as Freeman pitches it to Farouk, and an excellent open field tackle. What a great play by Nakai Martinez. It's only a gain of about 5.
Jeff Lebby digging into his bag of tricks. This is an outstanding job by Martinez, getting off the block of Marcus Major and getting Farouk to the ground. There was a lot of space out in front if he didn't make that tackle.
Now just a straight handoff and nothing really there. He fell forward, Major did, for a couple yards, with Peterson getting the tackle. But Oklahoma has had to get creative to run the ball. We've seen a lot of jet sweeps. We've seen wide receivers lining up in the backfield. Gabriel running the ball. And now you got 3rd down and a long 2.
Caden Green, true freshman, starting at left guard today. You've also got Caleb Schaefer starting at right guard with McCade Matoyer out. Well, they have struggled.
Gabriel, high percentage throw. Freeman not going to get the 1st down. What a great defensive play on the perimeter again, this time by Brandon Adams. It's 4th and 1 from inside Oklahoma's 35, and the Sooners are going to have to punt again.
They got to punt in this spot. It's an outstanding job by Brandon Adams. I don't think from this spot on the field I agree with the decision for Brent Venables. Sounds like the crowd's wanting him to go for it. I get being aggressive, but boy, if you give UCF a short field right here, I think the only decision to punt the football.
You got to kick it. There's just too much time left.
Elzinger gets it away. There was some pressure in his face, and it's an excellent punt. Townsend racing backwards. And just goes to the ground with about 6 Sooners ready to stop. The next stop on the F1 schedule is the U.S. Grand Prix in Austin tomorrow afternoon, 3 Eastern, right here on ABC. Tuesday night, we'll have a triple header on ESPN, starting with the Caps hosting Toronto, plus all 32 NHL teams will take the ice. We'll have the Frozen Frenzy whip-around coverage of every game on ESPN2. What a great time of year. Yeah. NHL going, NBA about to start. We're in the middle of the NFL and college football seasons.
College basketball, beer before you know it. I saw you doing an NBA game the other night.
A little preseason, yeah.
Looking good, Mr. Pasch.
UCF takes over on its 14-yard line. Play fake, Plumlee, pressure in his face, got to get rid of it, and Will that be grounding? Was he outside the pocket? Jordan Kelly was right in his face. And if it was grounding, where did it take place?
It's going to be an interesting call. I did not think he got outside the tackle box.
There's the flag.
Intentional grounding. Number 10, offense. That penalty is enforced at the spot of the foul. Lost it down. Second down.
It's good inside pressure. Jordan Kelly wins inside. And you see John Rice Plumlee keeps retreating backwards, but he never gets outside the tackle box. The right call, and now this Knights offense way backed up on their own territory.
And again, you wonder with that knee, if in a normal situation, if Plumlee's healthy, is he able to get outside the tackle box? But he couldn't get away that time. Now he stands in his end zone on 2nd and 21. Down the sideline and out of bounds. A flag, though. Baker was covered by Woody Washington. Are they going to say that Washington interfered with him and shoved him out of bounds? It looks like that's going to be the call.
Pass interference. Number 5, defense. It's a 15-yard penalty, an automatic first down.
Man, huge penalty on Washington.
Huge penalty. It's not the first bump. It's the second bump there, where he shoves him, pushes him, forces him out of bounds. And Woody Washington doesn't need to have that much contact down the field. He's in good position right there, Tom. I don't know if you had a good look at that from your angle, but
he's in phase. If he just keeps his hands, he's fine.
And now it's 3rd and 21 from the 5 instead of first down for UCF. Plumlee with play action. His pass is tipped and incomplete. It was McCullough that got his hands up and deflected the pass. Second down. 6-point lead for UCF. Trailed 7-0 in the first quarter. Oklahoma was dominating. They got inside the 30-yard line a couple times, but had to settle for field goal tries. Both were missed. And UCF got momentum and ran with it, outplaying the Sooners the last 2 quarters. 2nd and 10. 3:23 on the clock in the 3rd. Gabriel dumps it off to Townsend. Able to elude a defender. Then he fumbles the ball. It goes out of bounds, though. At the 25. Chopped out by Danny Stutzman, but it will stay UCF ball. 3rd down at about 3.
I got to tell you what, I love the way they're moving Townsend around. They line him essentially as a wing. Keep hiding him, moving him, making Oklahoma have to identify him. You see the elusiveness in the open field. With ball bounced just right for UCF as it goes out of bounds.
Man, that move he put on Billy Bowman. Woo.
So 3rd down and 2.
R.J. Harvey in the backfield.
Yep, here comes the Wildcat. We've seen this a few times today. Waits for a hole. And able to get away from a couple defenders. Pinballs forward for a first down. And still going. Moving the pile out to the 35-yard line. R.J. Harvey has arguably been the best player on the field today.
Been outstanding. Watch this move he puts on the defender. The spin move, the contact balance, puts a hand on the ground, and the fight, the leg drive.
Plumlee taking off past the 45, another first down. Harvey, by the way, is right at 99 yards. And he had the big play early when UCF needed an explosive play, a 54-yard run that set UCF up at the 1-yard line of Oklahoma. I mean, how many times, too, has he had defenders in his face right when he touches the ball and he finds a way to make guys miss? Just a phenomenal game for Harvey, the Virginia transfer who primarily was a quarterback in high school and at Virginia before coming to the Knights. Inside 2 minutes to go in the 3rd. This is Johnny Richardson, the backup running back, wrestled to the ground after a short gain by Terry.
To your point, Dave, Harvey has just been as advertised. We thought coming in, talking with the coaches before the game on the Oklahoma staff, they knew the challenge they were going to have containing R.J. Harvey as well as Johnny Richardson. I mean, it's the number 3 rushing offense in college football, and it's scheme, but it's also the personnel. These running backs for the Knights are excellent.
Harvey's on pace for a 1,200-yard season. 2nd down and 8. Plumlee on the delayed handoff gives to Richardson, who's across midfield. Just a couple yards, though, bringing up 3rd down and 5. But, again, they're eating away at that clock. Right at a minute to go here in the 3rd. Facing pressure, and the pass in the dirt. Couldn't get enough on that one with Isaiah Coe pressuring. It's 4th down, and UCF will punt.
Interior pressure once again. Isaiah Coe comes loose, forces John Rice Plumlee to his left. He can't get planted. He can't get a base. Nothing underneath that throw. Behind the throw. A big stop for the Oklahoma defense.
Dusty, I think that's by design, too. I think they know with his right leg, if they pressure him up the middle and force him to go lateral, he can't flip his hits around and get his feet in order.
Yeah, he's had trouble with that. We saw it on the grounding. Mitch McCarthy has really struggled punting the ball. They need a good one here from him, and they get it. Excellent by McCarthy. The fair catch made around the 8 by Freeman. 46 seconds left here in the 3rd. Oklahoma ball, trailing by 6. It's 6-0. Sooners, number 6 in the country, 3-0 in conference play. They're at Kansas next week.
You touched on it earlier. Dillon Gabriel, right, coming in. A lot of people have him right there, top 2, top 3, Heisman Trophy. They tried to establish a running game here in the 2nd half, and it just hasn't worked. Is this the time that Jeff Lebby looks to his quarterback, Dillon Gabriel, to try to take over? And the quarterback run game works so well against Texas. We haven't seen a lot of it here today. Let's see a little quarterback run game here on this drive.
We see Freeman in the backfield again. That worked earlier. They fake it to him. Gabriel on the run here. And he slides after a gain of about 8 to the 16-yard line. Gabriel, who started his career at UCF, started 25 games there. This is his 19th start for Oklahoma. Hands it off here, and Major has a first down to the 20-yard line. What could be the final play of this 3rd quarter? Let's see if the Sooners try to snap it one more time.
Good run by Marcus Major. Malachi Lawrence.
Out on the field for an injury.
We got an injured player. It's Lee Hunter. We've seen him down a couple times for UCF in this game. He had a big stop on 3rd down and short on an earlier drive this half. How much of what we're seeing in this game is a credit to UCF, and how much of it is the struggles by Oklahoma? Are we starting to see some things exposed by the Sooners in this game, you think?
Well, look, their inability to run the football, that's been an issue for a little while now. I think that's being exposed a little bit. Dillon Gabriel, passing attack isn't fully on, especially here in the 2nd half. But look, UCF's run the football in just about everybody they've played.
True.
Through the scheme that Gus Malzahn presents, the talent we've seen at running back. I mean, you knew coming in this was going to be the identity of what UCF is. So, I can't say that that's a big shocker that they've been able to find some success running the football. But really, I think it's been more than anything about this UCF defense bouncing back, responding after 3 struggling games of Big 12 play. They showed up today. They've given this Oklahoma offense a lot of trouble.
Final seconds here of the 3rd quarter. Play action pass. Gabriel on the move, and a tuck and run again. Past the 30 and sliding again. Gain of about 15 for Gabriel, who against Texas rushed for over 100 yards. Also threw for almost 300 in that game. He gets them out of trouble and out near the 35. Back after these messages and a word from our AB.
How do you get the offense going in the run game in particular?
Yeah, we got to pop guys loose. We got to break tackles on the 2nd and 3rd level. When we do have a play design, we've got guys that got to clear out. Guys got to do their job. It's a lot of little things, a lot of details. Central Florida's doing a really nice job. We got to do a better job cleaning up some details in the run game. Some of our cracks and how we're playing that got to be there.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, first down on the 34 for Oklahoma, starting the 4th quarter, trailing by 6. Run play here out to about the 38-yard line for Gavin Sawchuk. Oklahoma has trailed more in this game, a longer period of time today against UCF than it had the entire season coming in. Now, granted, they trailed at the end against Texas. Come from behind drive by Gabriel to win the game as Gabriel is mauled back at the 31-yard line by Morris Brash. Be a loss of 5 on the play.
Trayvon Morris Brash shot out of a cannon as he's going to get to the quarterback and create a big negative play. Send up 3rd and long. Tight end did not get back across in time. And a man that creates as many negative plays as about anybody in college football with a huge play, setting up 3rd and long.
He leads the conference in sacks, among the country's leaders in tackles for a loss. Now 3rd and 12. Gabriel over the middle, behind the receiver, but what a catch! Jaden Gibson pulls it in for a 1st down and a gain of 17.
Huge. That pass is behind Jaden Gibson. Excellent job. Concentration, body control, picking that up well behind the big 3rd down conversion by Jaden Gibson.
Off play action, that one behind the receiver again. This time to Farouk, who could not make the grab.
Just off a little bit from Dylan Gabriel. Back to that big catch. That ball well behind him. Excellent adjustment by Jaden Gibson, who's really started to step up this season, catching the football more consistently.
He was quiet, though, before that catch. Only his 7th of the year. 2nd and 10 now for OU on its 49. Gabriel to throw again, and that's incomplete. Intended for Nick Anderson, with Brandon Adams in coverage, so now it's 3rd down and long again, and there's an injured player.
UCF being very aggressive, man-to-man outside. That ball hits him right in the hands. Saw Drake Stoops earlier, not able to catch a football that was on the framework, led to a pick, and a drop there by the talented Nick Anderson.
Have to wonder about 4-down territory. Obviously, it depends on what happens here on 3rd and 10 if they get any yardage.
Showing pressure once again.
Gabriel has to leave the pocket, in trouble, and sacked. The helmet comes off, but Malachi Lawrence, who was the breakout player of the spring for UCF, with the sack, and now they have to punt after the loss of 8.
Boy, Malachi Lawrence, you didn't see him just work. Nowhere to go. Dylan Gabriel can't find anything open down the field. Tries to come back, and just great effort for Malachi Lawrence. That's just a 3-man rush. Gets Dylan Gabriel to the ground.
That guy is going to be a handful, boys.
He's a big-time football player, Tom.
No doubt.
Twitchy, great first step, and you see the relentless effort to the quarterback.
2 sacks on that drive by UCF. Great punt. Townsend backs up, fields it on the 12, tackled at the 15-yard line.
Hey, the receiver number 4.
Jacoby Johnson with the special team stop. Switzer Center, named after the legend Barry Switzer. 7 national titles, 14 Big 12 championships. No team has more than 3. Keep in mind, UCF has not won a Big 12 game yet. This is just the 4th time they've played a conference game. Oklahoma unbeaten, ranked 6th in the country, but in trouble right now. But a good play defensively on 1st down as Trace Ford makes the tackle on R.J. Harvey in the backfield.
And it was R.J. Harvey. You go back to early in this ball game in the 1st half. Big 54-yard chunk run he ripped off, setting up the first UCF score. Prior to that, it was all Oklahoma. First 4 drives for UCF, they didn't get a 1st down. They were all 3 and outs. And ever since that moment, it's really sparked and energized this UCF offense.
298 yards after just 15 in the 1st quarter. 2nd down and 10 after no gain on the first play from scrimmage. Gonna run it again. Not much there. Richardson stood up and pushed back by Woody Washington. Gain of 1. You were talking about this during the break, Dusty, about if you want to win a Big 12 championship, you want to get in the college football playoff, you're going to be in games like this.
You're going to be tested. You're going to get everybody's best shot. And that's what UCF is here to do today to Oklahoma. It's about finishing football games the right way. And this Sooner football team, they've got their hands full.
3rd down and 9. 3 minutes gone by in the 4th. Plumlee to throw. Pass is high and incomplete. Intended for Townsend on a wide receiver screen that Oklahoma was all over anyway. And so a quick 3 and out by the Knights, and they'll punt it back to Oklahoma.
A much-needed big stop for the Oklahoma defense. Answer the bell after their offense has to punt it away yet again. You would anticipate pretty good field position as Gavin Freeman back, ready to receive the punt.
Well, keep in mind, too, Dusty, that Mitch McCarthy has really struggled, especially when he's been punting from deep in his own end. He's had a couple good punts around midfield, but not in this spot. But that's an excellent punt there. And it's fielded at the 35, and an absolute obliteration of Freeman, led by Braden Marshall. Thankfully, Freeman's okay. He got absolutely walloped by both Marshall and Jared Baker.
Who
offense in check throughout the majority of this afternoon.
4th in the country in scoring, 6th in total offense, but struggled today against this UCF defense. Dillon Gabriel's only rushed for 22 yards. A lot of that has been the sacks. He's been pretty good through the air for the most part of this game. He'll throw here on 1st and 10, launching it downfield, and it's pulled in by Marcus Major. The ball comes out at the end, and it's incomplete. Major had it, but it came out at the last second.
When protection is there, and this ball delivered very well to Marcus Major, and it's a good job staying with it defensively by Walter Yates III, linebacker running with the running back, and Marcus Major unable to bring in the catch.
Boy, lucky that wasn't intercepted as well.
Yeah, looking at the replay, it certainly was a lot closer than it looked live. With the angle we have, 2nd and 10 on the 35. Sawchuk on the run. And gets about 8 to the 43. Boy, they needed that, given how much they've struggled on the run to try to run it on 2nd down after the deep ball and 1st down. 3rd and 3. Up tempo here from the 42. Sawchuk again, and he gets the 1st down, bouncing off of Martinez and into UCF territory to the 49, a 9-yard run.
Wait, physical piece of running by Gavin Sawchuk. Lowers the shoulder at the line, the 1st down to gain, and moves the chains.
Gabriel off play action, hit as he throws down the sideline, incomplete. Trying to hit Nick Anderson. Ricky Barber had pressure. Anderson has 2 touchdowns in the game, hobbling a little bit after that play. Keep in mind, Andrel Anthony, their top receiver, injured against Texas, done for the year.
Nick Anderson having to come off the field. Jaden Gibson comes in.
Gibson had a big catch earlier this half. 2nd and 10 from midfield for the Sooners, trailing by 6 in the 4th quarter against unranked UCF. And Sawchuk down to the 42. Close to 8 on that carry. 3rd and short.
Starting to establish a line of scrimmage. 3rd nice run between the tackles on this drive. You're seeing Gavin Sawchuk really starting to heat up.
Sawchuk gets a touch again. 1st down. Grabbed by Wilson at the 36, but they'll move the chains. A gain of 6. Got to wonder about the lack of depth on the front for UCF as the temperatures rise into the upper 80s as well. If that's a factor, we do have a flag.
Illegal substitution, 12 men on the field, defense. It's a 5-yard penalty, results in a 1st down.
You wonder if there's mental fatigue as well as physical fatigue right now for UCF.
And this is what Gus Malzahn talked about, you know, playing 60 full minutes and finishing these games, especially here in Big 12 play. And depth clearly been an issue, and well, they fought hard. At this point.
1st down, a swing pass to Major inside the 30. Nice cutback. Marcus Major has been the go-to guy as a runner and a pass catcher here on this drive.
Well, Austin Stogner has been great lead blocking in the run game, and he was there also on the swing pass.
Pump fake, Gabriel looking downfield, and it's broken up, intended for Stoops. Good play by Bullard, who had an interception of Gabriel earlier in the game.
It's a good read by Quadrant Bullard. Secondary of UCF, where they have really challenged these wide receivers throughout the day. Excellent job getting that right hand in without making any body contact.
Yeah, there haven't been guys running wide open. Oklahoma's used to having some of those, not today.
2nd down and 10. Major up the middle, inside the 20. 1st down for Major to the 12-yard line as we're inside 10 minutes to go.
They went 2 high safeties. Middle of the offensive line opens up, and it's another good lead block by Austin Stogner, getting up on Jason Johnson, the middle linebacker in Oklahoma, for the 1st time really all game, starting to establish a line of scrimmage and run the football.
10th play of the drive for the Sooners. 1st down on the UCF 11-yard line. Gabriel, quick throw, caught by Stoops, turns it upfield, and scores! Stoops ties the game with a touchdown. 23 apiece with the point after coming. And once again, Dillon Gabriel leading the team down the field for a potential go-ahead drive.
How about the job by Jaden Gibson, getting an excellent block, and then Drake Stoops makes one-man miss and dives in the end zone give the Sooners a chance to take a fourth-quarter lead.
Zach Schmidt, who's missed 2 short field goals today, gives Oklahoma the lead back, 24-23.
Oklahoma was able to get the rushing attack going on this drive, and when you need a play, it's Drake Stoops who gets the call. Sooners to the touchdown and a late fourth-quarter lead.
Watching his son Drake get his 5th touchdown of the season, that tied the game. The extra point puts Oklahoma back on top. 3rd touchdown pass of the day for Dillon Gabriel, his 19th on the season. And the fair catch made, so a touchback. UCF will start on his 25.
Take a look at that touchdown drive by Oklahoma, giving them their first fourth-quarter lead. It's about running the football between the tackles. Several tight end inserts with Austin Stogner. You saw Gavin Sawchuk come alive. Marcus Major with a big chunk run. And then they cap off the drive with Mr. Reliable, Drake Stoops, making a defender miss. And springboard into the end zone as Oklahoma backs against the wall, down at home in the fourth quarter. Responded with a big stop defensively and just went on a quick strike touchdown drive to give them the lead.
And the crowd as loud as it's been all day. UCF with possession down a point. Early fourth quarter, play fake. In trouble, Plumlee, but dumps it off to Harvey. Harvey gets a first down. And again, it takes about 3 Sooners to get him to the ground. Pick up a 13.
Well, how about this play by John Rice Plumlee? He's dead to rights. You got Stripling barreling down on him. He steps up in the pocket, finds his check down, his outlet. And then R.J. Harvey making Sooner defenders miss.
Quick pitch. Harvey had a little trouble with the catch and steps out of bounds at the 41. R. Mason Thomas out there defensively. And Gus Malzahn saying, you know what, this kid's been our best player all day. Let's get him the ball. A pass to him on first down. Got 13 yards and just picked up 4 or 5 there on the next play on the pitch. Yards on the day rushing for R.J. Harvey, over 600 on the season. And here's a deep ball. The receiver went out of bounds but wasn't pushed out. I don't think he actually could come back in. Townsend, but the ball was overthrown. So it'll be 3rd down and 6.
Townsend in the motion, man. They wanted to hit him on the wheel route. Well defended by Reggie Pearson. A big 3rd down here for this night's offense.
You would imagine 4-down territory with 8:20 on the clock, ball near midfield. Plumlee to throw, pressure in his face. He gets let off back at the 31-yard line. The true freshman, Peyton Bowen.
Crucial 3rd down, 10 Ruth Brick Venables. They dial it up. The true freshman safety off the edge. No one there to identify him. A big hit on John Rice Plumlee and a huge sack for this Sooner defense. Aggressive, aggressive, aggressive. That's who Britt Venables has always been. And one of the biggest 3rd down moments of the game, they dial it up and get home.
Because that's a 9-yard loss. Now they have to punt with 7:30 remaining. McCarthy gets off another good kick. The last one was 49 yards. This one about the same. Freeman dropped it around the 20-yard line. It'll be Oklahoma ball midway.
We've got number 9 Oregon and Bo Nix getting ready for his 54th game. If you combine his time at Auburn and Oregon, marking the most any quarterback in FBS history. The Ducks getting ready for Washington State.
Yeah, he's played a lot of football. Will they have a hangover after the loss to Washington? Can't wait to watch that.
Hope it's as good as the one we got in Norman. Dave, Dustin Lukes, take it away.
And guys, 44th start for Dillon Gabriel between UCF and Oklahoma. His team up 1. First down from the 20. And not much there for Sawchuk. UCF all over that at the line of scrimmage. Gain of 1 on the play midway through the fourth quarter. Oklahoma was not good at finishing games last year. It's been a different story so far in 2023. Can they finish this one? Trailed for most of the second half after being tied at halftime, but a touchdown on the last possession to take the lead. Gabriel in trouble. Hit, gets out of there, and dumps it off complete. It Stoops again. First down. Out to the 35-yard line.
The pocket awareness and pocket presence. Pressure off the edge. It gets to him. Right up the middle. Steps up in the pocket and locates his outlet. And Drake Stoops. Huge second down conversion for Dillon Gabriel.
False start. Number 75, offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And I don't know, based on what we saw from Dillon Gabriel, if he would have been able to make these kinds of plays and meet the moment last year. But he told us this week that he's been playing with an edge. He keeps challenging himself. He's worked on his body and gone through a lot of mental reps to try to prepare himself for these moments. Handled it beautifully so far this season. But a penalty there makes it 1st and 15. They're going to run Sawchuk, and he's grabbed at the ankles, and down he goes. Walter Yates had a hold of him at the 32, just a 2-yard run.
Getting Walter Yates back is so important for this defense. His presence has been felt here today. Jason Johnson, been a constant. They've been having to rotate a lot of guys at linebacker, but I think Yates has really made a difference for the Knights.
Gabriel on play action on 2nd and long. Stoops makes another big catch. Wrestled down, though, a yard short of the line to gain with 6 minutes to go by Jason Johnson. But a gain of 12 to make it 3rd and 1. Oklahoma trying to go quickly here. UCF needs a stop.
All that dude does is make plays, man.
Major finds enough running room to get the first down. Stopped at midfield. The clock will keep moving as Malachi Lawrence, who was injured earlier, is down again for UCF. That'll stop the clock with 5:25 remaining. You have to wonder at what point UCF will start using timeouts with 5.5 to go and a fresh set of downs for Oklahoma at midfield. Boy, Dillon Gabriel, Dusty, continues to impress. First year at Oklahoma last year, he really struggled in these moments, but he's really grown, and that's a big reason why he is right near or at the top of the Heisman conversation.
Absolutely, and finishing football games, right? That's something they did not do a season ago. He put the work in this offseason with the special teams, or sorry, with the strength conditioning coach, Jerry Schmidt, and he wanted to challenge himself both physically and mentally, build that edge, that mental toughness that we've referenced and we've talked about throughout the course of this show. And boy, is it coming to fruition here in a big spot on the we saw it in the neutral site game with the Texas final drive here today. Backs against the wall, and Dillon Gabriel once again coming up with game-winning plays.
You know, Dusty, I think the thing that's most notable is he's making these plays at the most critical times of the game, when they are needed most.
It's what we've been talking about with Dillon Gabriel today and throughout this season. Fresh set of downs. Clock running again. Oklahoma will take its time here.
You touched on, as we talked with Coach Venables, we asked him, what'd you learn the most between year 1 to year 2? And talking about being more efficient, shaving time off of practice, saving his players so that they can finish ball games better this year. Boy, it's paid dividends.
Freeman in trouble in the backfield. Gets back to the line of scrimmage before he's bottled up. Morris Brash with the tackle. UCF will not use a timeout just yet. Again, outside of 2 minutes, if there is a first down, the clock will not stop to reset the chains, which in this case helps the offense. As we said earlier, there's clearly a different vibe with the coaching staff, the players, the environment here. And after a 6-7 season, which had not happened at Oklahoma since 1998, if they hold on and win this game, they'll have more wins than they had all of last year. Straight ahead Major, and a whistle and dead at the 49-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and 9. Next snap will come inside 4 minutes to go.
UCF front holding strong. No running room whatsoever for Marcus Major. Put the football in your quarterback's hands. Watch out for 12. Drake Stoops up top.
He's been the go-to guy here in the 4th quarter. Gabriel to the air on 3rd and long. And he takes a shot to the sideline, and it's caught at the 30-yard line by Nick Anderson. And it's a first down, gain of 19. Penalty marker is down. It looks like it's on UCF.
Offside, number 2, defense. That penalty's declined. The result of the play is a first down.
Well, how about the protection from the offensive line all day for Dylan Gabriel to survey the field? It's only a 3-man rush. Nick Anderson breaks open, and Dylan Gabriel, with plenty of time, steps into the throw, and another third down conversion here in this fourth quarter.
How about him layering that ball over to Corian Patterson in the flat? What a throw to drop it in the bucket.
And now we're inside 3.5 to go. And UCF with 3 timeouts. Oklahoma going to run it, and Sawchuk breaks free inside the 10 and into the end zone for the touchdown. Flirting with danger there, running laterally. And actually at this stage, that's not the worst thing for UCF, because it's still going to be a 1-score game, and now they'll have 3 minutes to work with. Not sure the coaches wanted Sawchuk to do that, but
he's looking to the sideline to get some direction.
Maybe he wasn't sure, right? Do I go down?
Yeah.
At the 1-yard line? Maybe.
Too early for that with 3 timeouts for UCF.
You would think. That's why I was just saying is that's good. That's not the worst thing for UCF, because if Oklahoma keeps the ball, takes another minute off the clock, and then they score, that's actually worse in this situation. Still a 1-score game.
Tight end's going to come back across, and just really good job on the inside of this offensive line, blocking and giving some space for Gavin Sawchuk. Cut back and strong running through an arm tackle. He's looking over at the side. You got to score in this spot with 3:13 to play, though. I think it's too early to go down just yet. Right move, but I think the biggest change we've seen this fourth quarter, Oklahoma's ability on these 2 touchdown drives to run the football. Nice job on the offensive line, and Gavin Sawchuk. They've been waiting on a running back to step up and emerge. He got his first start here today, and it took a while to get him going, but he's come to life here in this fourth quarter.
UCF will send Johnny Richardson deep. We've seen R.J. Harvey back there a good part of this game. Don't know if that's telling at all. We saw a trick play on a kickoff return earlier with a throwback. And this will be a touchback. Let's go to Kevin in the studio.
I want to remind our audience, tomorrow Usman about to enter the ring over on ESPN Plus pay-per-view, UFC 294 in Abu Dhabi. Usman, the #1 ranked welterweight contender. His first fight at middleweight. You're going to get it in a matter of minutes on ESPN pay-per-view.
All right, Ken, we have 3:13 remaining here in the fourth quarter. UCF down 8, needs a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie the game. They have all their timeouts. They need to go 75 yards. Oklahoma stacking the box. Play fake. Plumlee setting up to the sideline, and open is Townsend. Nobody over there for Oklahoma. He gets the first down and then steps out of bounds after a gain of 10 at the 35.
It's a blown coverage. They completely allow Xavier Townsend wide open on the near sideline. Nice identification by John Rice Plumlee, and a great way to start this drive.
But again, because we're outside 2 minutes, even with the first down, the clock continues to run. Plumlee back to throw, looking downfield, and mistiming his jump as a receiver, and it was almost picked off by Bowman. Kobe Hudson jumped into the air way before the ball arrived, and it was nearly picked.
I thought John Rice Plumlee actually waited too long to try to locate Hudson. It felt like he had him early, waited for it, ball floats on him. And boy, John Rice Plumlee lucky. That's a play Billy Bowman typically makes. He's got great ball skills, unable to come down with the interception.
2:43 to go. 2nd and 10. UCF down 8. They fake the jet sweep. Plumlee trying to set up a screen to Harvey. In trouble and mauled back at the 30-yard line. There are 2 Sooner defenders back there, and it's a loss of about 5.
Which Jonah Laulu excellent job identifying the screen, staying right there in the hip pocket of the offensive line, working over the top. He feels it, he sees it, and right there to get Harvey to the ground. Big time play by Jonah Lulu from the inside.
3rd and 15. They have to get to the 45-yard line. 4-down territory, obviously, trailing by 8 points. They have all their timeouts remaining. And we have a whistle and a timeout.
Prior to the snap, timeout, UCF. This is their first of the half. This is a 30-second timeout.
Well, tonight on ABC, it's number 16 Duke against 4th-ranked Florida State with coverage starting at 7:30 Eastern on ABC and the ESPN app. Already seen one top 10 team today here in Norman struggle at home. Will Duke be a match for FSU?
Their defense has been stellar for Mike Elko. We'll see if Riley Leonard's able to give it a go. Talented, athletic quarterback that they have, but I expect a fight from the Blue Devils, a veteran, mature football team, but boy, Florida State, they are really, really good. This Oklahoma defense, right on cue. 52 tackles for loss coming into the season, 3rd best in all of college football, and they've created a lot of negative plays here against UCF.
14 unanswered points by Oklahoma, and now they have UCF in a 3rd and 15 at the Knight 30-yard line.
Sprinkling those A-gaps again there, Dusty.
They're doing it all game, Tom. That's what that offensive line.
4-man rush, time to throw. Plumlee caught in Oklahoma territory by Pittman, and he's all the way down near the 30-yard line for a gain of 40.
Wow, huge play for John Rice Plumlee. He gets the time, he gets the protection, the in-cutting route. Puts that football just inside the diving Billy Bowman in a huge conversion for UCF.
And a timeout by Oklahoma.
Timeout, Oklahoma. This is their their first timeout of the half. Game clock operator, please put 1:46 on the game clock.
So plenty of time.
This is a 30-second timeout
for UCF and 2 timeouts remaining. And we talked about the heroics of Dylan Gabriel. They missed John Rice Plumlee, UCF.
Oh, yeah.
Even though the backup quarterback did a nice job in his absence, but again, the coaching staff with us yesterday talked about the leadership, and we're seeing that on display here.
And a veteran presence that he brings to the table. He's played a lot of big football games. You know, he's obviously up for the challenge here today. Big throw right there on 3rd down to give his offense an opportunity to tie this football game up. Just a different confidence for this football team when John Rice Plumlee is healthy and out there leading the show.
He was injured week 2 against Boise in a win. Did not play the next 2 games. And then came back against Kansas 2 weeks ago. Was not 100%. Didn't look good early because of the injury. They pulled him in the first quarter. He's back. He was sick, though. Needed 2 IVs this morning just to play today. Here he is throwing into single coverage, and he has a man at the 12. It's Baker, and it's first down inside the Oklahoma 15.
Another big-time throw for John Rice Plumlee. Pockets clean. He steps into that, the comeback route on the sidelines. Really good route by Baker, working away from Woody Washington. Boy, Tom, John Rice Plumlee saving a couple of his best throws of the afternoon for the perfect time.
Those last 2 throws were his best throws, and that one to the sideline could not have been thrown any better. What a performance here on this drive by John Rice.
First down at the 12 of Oklahoma with 1:40 on the clock. They fake the jet sweep. Plumlee in trouble, throws it away. He was trying to hit Pittman initially, and then there was pressure on him. Again, that brace that he's got because of the knee injury suffered week 2. It's been hard for him to get outside the pocket. He had a grounding call earlier because he couldn't get out there. He was able, though, to get outside the tackle box that time.
Mason Thomas doing a nice job forcing the issue. John Rice Plumlee, pressure in his face, drifts far enough outside to the right. Smart play just to get rid of the football.
R.J. Harvey in the backfield with Plumlee on 2nd and 10 from the OU 12. And Gus Malzahn calls a timeout.
UCF, their second of the half. This is a 30-second timeout.
I think think in a perfect world, Gus would have loved to have saved both the timeouts that he's had to use here, because if you score and you don't get the two-point conversion, you still, if you had timeouts, with a chance maybe to get the ball back if you obviously stop Oklahoma. But now you're in a situation with just the one timeout that, you know, is pretty much do or die here on this drive.
You're correct in a perfect world, but you also want to make sure you got the right call, right? Because you got to score a touchdown before you worry about saving your timeout. So Gus Malzahn didn't like what he saw. Get a chance to talk to his quarterback and his offense before this big second down.
The program that's been ranked 5 of the last 6 years, but of course in the American Conference, they have had, as we just showed you, some wins over top 10 teams. First year in the Big 12, looking for their first Big 12 win. They trail by 8. 1:36 to go. One timeout left. Second down and 10 at the 12-yard line of Oklahoma. Plumlee to throw. Fires to the end zone. And, oh, my goodness, what a catch, but out of bounds. Baker with one hand made the grab, but he did not land in play. It's an incomplete pass.
Wow, this would have been an instant SportsCenter top 10. Grabs it with one, but that toe out of bounds. It's a game of inches and inches away from an incredible catch. But that foot's out of bounds. That's incomplete.
Give Woody Washington some credit, too, as the ball arrived. Enough contact to force him toward the sideline. Could not get the foot down. It's third down and 10. Plumlee to the air again. To the end zone again. And thrown out of bounds. Going for Townsend. It's fourth down and 10.
Boy, just a poorly thrown football by John Rice Plumlee. You got to give your guy an opportunity. No chance whatsoever for Xavier Townsend as that pass sails clearly out of bounds and no chance for the receiver to make a play on the ball.
So here we go. Fourth down and 10. Needing a touchdown and a two-point conversion to tie the game.
He moved Javon Baker here in the slot.
Plumlee launches it, end zone, got a receiver, it's caught, Baker, touchdown UCF, and now 2 points away from tying the game with 1:16 to go. What a throw by Plumlee on 4th and 10. UCF 0 for 3 this season on two-point conversion attempts.
Wow, what a throw and what a catch there from John Rice Plumlee to Javon Baker.
Looking for their first two-point conversion, trying to tie the game. Plumlee, a backwards pass, looking for the double pass as Townsend instead is tackled back at the 10-yard line by Dolby, and Oklahoma maintains the two-point lead. A trick play that never had a shot.
Well, Oklahoma had to get a stop defensively, and we've seen Gus Malzahn, we've seen Darren Hinshaw dig into their bag of tricks all throughout the course of the day. Looked like a potential double pass. We can go ahead and roll that, guys. As you're going to see, Kendall Dolby come up, make an excellent tackle in open space. He was looking down the field. It was well defended in the end zone. Boy, Kendall Dolby with the tackle of the season for him in the open space, slamming Xavier Townsend to the ground.
What'd you think of the call?
Seemed like they got a little bit cute in that spot. You know, their offense have been able to run efficiently. I would like to see something to R.J. Harvey, as tough as he's been to tackle throughout the course of the day.
Or getting Plumlee maybe on the perimeter, a run threat,
Either way.
But that was a trick play that we could see it from up here, and you could tell looking at the replay in the end zone that Oklahoma read it well, and that's why Townsend didn't even attempt to throw the ball. Now UCF will try the onside kick. A sidewinder, and the ball's on the ground. I think Oklahoma got it, though. It was muffed initially by the Sooners, and they did get it at the 47-yard line. Recovered by Stogner after the initial muff by OU, and so one timeout left for UCF. That's it.
Boy, almost a perfectly executed onside kick. Jalil Farouk on top of it. Ball squirts out. And then it's the senior in his second stint at Oklahoma, Austin Stogner, come diving in on the football to avoid a potential disaster finish and ending for the Sooners. Wow.
Gabriel takes a knee. Gus Malzahn will use his last timeout, but
timeout, UCF. It's their final timeout of the half. It's the 32nd timeout.
All Oklahoma has to do is take a knee on second down and third down, and the Sooners are going to escape with a 2-point win and stay undefeated.
Survive and advance, as they say, right, Dave? Sometimes you're going to get tested, you're going to get challenged. You just got to find a way. And here's a 2-point conversion. Kendall Dolby does an excellent job identifying the throw out to the flats, engages immediately, and quality job tackling, wrapping, and getting into the ground.
Dusty, they always say in those situations, use your best 2-point play, right? And
right.
I guess that's their best 2-point play, but given the context of how the game has gone, it just seemed like, and obviously in hindsight it's easier to question when it doesn't work. As Gabriel takes a knee, he'll have to do it one more time, and that will end this game.
And it's well defensed by Oklahoma. Right? They were smart. They did not come up overly aggressive on the back end. They cover the downfield route and able to execute and get Townsend to the ground. Boy, what a UCF still searching for that first Big 12 victory, but man, they showed a lot of fight, a lot of grit, a lot of toughness here today off the bye. 13 players having to get IV'd. They gave Oklahoma all they wanted and some this afternoon.
They were prepared, that's for sure. And to the Oklahoma defense, they were ready for the gadgets. They were ready for the misdirection, and they defended it well.
Oklahoma goes to 7-0 for the third time in the last 5 seasons. 4-0 in Big 12 play. They have to go to Lawrence next week. They're in Stillwater for Bedlam November 4th. They play West Virginia here. They're at BYU and play TCU here in Norman as well. But a 31-29 victory today. They've exceeded their win total from all of last year, and you mentioned this late in the 4th, that you're going to have games like this that you have to find a way. Dylan Gabriel, like he did against Texas, did here today, leading the team down for the game-winning score.
You got to finish. You got to close out games, and that's exactly what Oklahoma was able to do here. Trailing early in the 4th quarter, fight back, take a lead, and secure it with a big 2-point conversion stop defensively. Look, there's going to be a lot to coach up for Coach Venables. It was far from perfect or pretty, but a win is a win, and they're able to secure that here this afternoon.
All right, let's check in with Tom, who's trying to get a hold of Dylan Gabriel as he shakes hands.